this video, I built a successful landscaping business only to sell it and move to a new town with a brand new business. However, this time, things are a bit different. I have to make $1 million, and I only have a year to do it. Will I make $1 million or will I go broke? Stay tuned to find out. And if you guys enjoy videos like this and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe and dropping a like helps too. Anyway, let's go make some money. Well, boys, we are back and we're in a new town here. I got $250,000, and this is about all that's left from the original landscaping business. Yeah, not a whole lot. The truck, the trailer, 2 mowers, and a weed whacker. But this time around, we have a little bit more starting money, so things should be a little easier. However, getting to $1 million is going to be no easy task. I just filled up the truck with fuel, and our new house that we're renting is just up the road, I think. But yeah, I'm not even sure what this new town's like. I haven't had a chance to check anything out, but right here on the left is our new place. Screw it, we're backing in. I'm gonna have to get some of this unloaded though at some point, but I do want to kind of check out the property first. So this place is about $2,000 a month. That's gonna be coming out of my bank account here real quick. And this place already comes fully furnished, which is pretty dang sweet. It's even got a piano that I'm never gonna use. But the spot I'm most concerned about here is the shop, and it's not terribly big. Yeah, so if we end up upgrading any equipment, we're literally going to have to get a bigger shop. This is kind of just temporary because I didn't want to go buy a property and spend all that money building a house, especially since it wasn't going to be making me money. So this is just temporary, but it will work. I'm just going to leave this here for now. Hopefully nobody decides they're just going to hook up to it and take it away. I think we should be safe though. But first order of business is to go and, well, drum up some business. So to my knowledge, there's absolutely no landscaping or mowing companies out this way. That's why I decided I'd move out here. And from what I heard, there should be plenty of business out around here for me. So I'm pretty sure just up here is the equipment dealer, and they look absolutely stacked. Holy smokes. I gotta go check this place out quick. Dang, these are all Diamond C's. Oh, no, never mind. There's Texas Pride trailers here too. Wow. This is quite the stock. Skid steers, dump trucks, dozer, tons of excavators, loaders. Oh man, this is where I'm going to be spending a lot of my money. Dang. All right, well, we may have about $250,000 now, but I think I'm going to leave that. But I'll be back. I'm just pulling into the town about 30 minutes away from the really small town that I live in now. Dang train. Oh, this looks like a long one. I'm going to be here in a minute. I have quite the feeling this is going to be a common occurrence. From now on, I'm going to always get stuck at these flipping trains. And trains passed. If you think I'm waiting for those things to go up, not a chance. So just driving down here, looks like there's a ton of residential, which means big money for us. Oh man, there's so many more houses here than there was the last place. This is a landscaper's paradise. There's so much work. Well, I think I'm gonna go around here a little bit, put some posters up, go door to door, see what kind of work I can get. I'm pretty sure I could get a job here in no time. It is early spring, so not a whole lot of people are looking to get their grass cut at the moment, but I'm pretty sure I could work something out. Now, obviously, I don't have all my landscaping equipment because I sold most of that, so I can't do any big jobs here at the moment, but to get the new business off the ground over here, I'm thinking just mowing some lawns should make me some pretty decent money. Well, it's the next day here. Rent just came out $2,000, so I better get to work and get that money back. Now, yesterday, I ended up securing a few clients, got a couple jobs lined up. We're ready to go. We're gonna get the old Super Duty warming up here because it is still a little bit chilly outside, but that ain't gonna stop us from getting to work. I'm just gonna bring along the whole setup. I mean, we don't need it, but may as well bring it. So I did a little more driving around yesterday, and one thing I noticed is there is a bunch of big mansions out here. And that means a lot of mowing and a lot of landscaping. Now, I don't have the equipment to currently handle a big mansion. All I can do is like residential stuff for now. So we'll see in the future here. Now, mowing and landscaping is not the only thing I want to do. I want to invest in some businesses, maybe start up something else. I'm not too sure yet, but for right now, I'm going to have to do what I know best, and that is landscaping. Huh, I don't think I've came into town this way before. And what the heck is that? Is that a car wash? Huh. It's abandoned. I wonder if it's for sale. All right, so I'm just pulling up to our first job. Just a quick little one, small yard. Should be nice and easy. And I'm thinking we're just going to get the big mower off for this one. All right, let's see if I can remember how to run this thing. Nah, it's pretty easy. You just turn it on and go around and around till the lawn's done. We're not even doing the backyard today, so it should be a super quick job. So after getting the first lawn done and getting paid, I loaded up and it was off to the next job, which coincidentally, I got both houses, one next to the other, and they were big jobs, which meant an even bigger payday for me. So after finishing up both lawns and getting paid, as I was loading up, I got a call about some gravel work. However, the only equipment I had would, of course, not move gravel. So this would be the first time I'd lose out on business because I did not have the right equipment to do the job. So if I didn't want to lose out on any more work, I was going to have to spend the big bucks and get the equipment I needed to do the work. But lucky enough for me, I pulled up on my biggest mowing job yet, and this was going to yield me some serious money, which I didn't necessarily need because I had almost $250,000 in the bank, but it was going to help in the long run. But with jobs like this, one person mowing was just not going to cut it. No pun intended, but it was simply just taking too darn long. So I was going to have to find some help, and soon if I wanted to get this business to $1 million. But after getting about halfway through this massive job, I had a belt break on the lawnmower, and I was now forced to go to my backup. Now, I wouldn't be so mad about using my backup mower if it wasn't a quarter of the frickin' size. So it was now going to be taking me about 3 times as long to do this job, and I was not happy. And after finally finishing up the entire lawn, I got paid, then loaded up, and it was back to the drawing board to figure out what to do next. Well, I'm just on my way to the equipment dealer, and go figure, the train. I've only lived here 2 days and I'm already getting sick of this crap. Well, that took forever. Anyways, I'm on my way to parts to get a new belt for that stupid thing. It's brand new, shouldn't be blowing belts, but sometimes you get a faulty one, I guess. All right, $100 spent. It should be here in a day or so. Now, I'm going to have to get some new equipment here because I can't be losing work just because I don't have something. This is what they got for skid steers here. All of them are newer or a little bit used. They're going to be really expensive. I guess this wouldn't be very expensive. This one's kind of small. I think I'm going to need something a little bit bigger. I'm not too sure. Might go ask them if they got anything a little more used because I don't know if I want to drop this much money on just a skid steer. I'm also going to need a dump trailer. And they got quite a few options here. I'm thinking I might just go with this one. It's a 3-axle. It's massive. It should work for whatever I need. Maybe the 2-axle. I don't know. These are Diamond C's, so they're not going to be cheap. This is about the most expensive trailer brand you can buy from. In fact, I think this even bigger Texas Pride trailer might be cheaper, but the sides are way too high on it, and that's going to be a pain dumping into, so I'm thinking one of these two. Anyways, let me know down in the comments what skid steer you guys think I should get. I'm hoping they might have a used option that's going to be a lot cheaper, but I don't think they will. Oh man, this would be a sweet machine to have. It's got a blade on it. It's got the tracks. I think it's got a thumb you can get an attachment for, or they got a slightly smaller option, which might be the better option. I don't think I need anything this big quite yet, but I'm not sure. Too many choices. I don't want to spend all my money at once here. There's eventually going to be some big purchase that I'm going to need it for, and then I'm not going to have it if I go buying all this equipment. But then again, I'm also going to need that equipment to make more money. So it's kind of like pick one option or the other. Well, it looks like I'm kind of out for the count here until my new belt shows up for my mower, and I should probably mow my own lawn, huh? Getting pretty long. You know, the suckiest part about all this is I can't even use my big mower. I have to use my flippin' small mower. But I guess if you own your own landscaping company, you should probably have a semi-decent lawn. And another thing, you don't even get paid to do this. This is just your own lawn. You gotta mow it regardless. Well, it looks like there's a problem with my bagger on my lawnmower. Another thing I've yet gotta fix. Probably just the issue with the blower. These things tend to give out occasionally. So now I gotta, I guess, figure out what's wrong with this and get it fixed. So I'm gonna have to quit mowing because I don't want to be spraying grass clippings everywhere. I just can't get a win over here. Better yet, I don't even have my tools here. What a day. We almost have $250,000 here, and I finally got my lawn mowed. It's looking a lot better than it was. Anyways, I got everything loaded up here. We're going out to a job today, but there's a property that just came up for sale that I want to go check out, or more a business, I should say. Oh, but I bet the lawnmowers are low on fuel, so we're gonna run to the gas station here real quick, and oh, I almost smacked that truck. That was close. Anyways, we're gonna go grab some fuel first, and then we'll head out to the new property that we're possibly gonna buy. I'm not too sure yet. Well, that was not cheap. 200 bucks to fill up everything, but now we should be good to go for the day. Well, it looks like we're just gonna miss the train this morning. It just went past. So the property we're gonna go check out this morning is actually a property we drove past recently. It was an older abandoned car wash. Looked like it had been abandoned for a couple years anyway. It's in quite the state of disrepair. Anyways, I seen it and I was kind of curious if it was for sale. So I was doing some searching last night and I managed to find the listing for it. It just went up a couple days earlier. However, it's priced pretty high, but I'll explain more once we get there. Well, this is it. We're just pulling up on it, and yeah, it's in a bit of disrepair. So yeah, this used to be a car wash. Now it's obviously not as good as it once was. It's got junk everywhere. I don't think any of the lights or the bays work. Yeah, it's just absolutely awful. But on top of it being a car wash, there's also a storage yard. Now, everything here that's on the property comes with the property, and there's a couple things back there. Looks like there's a quad, a trailer, a snowmobile, skid steer, camper. That's a golf cart, I want to say. An old pickup truck, looks like a second gen, and an old tractor, some bleachers. So a bunch of old stuff. There's some construction junk and whatever else. We can't actually go in here right now because the gate's locked. I can't quite hop over that fence. I can try. Yeah, nope, not gonna happen. I need to do some more cardio. So yeah, this place is not in the greatest of shape. Now they want $250,000 for it. Looks like this is the room to actually run the car wash. But yeah, $250,000. We get everything that comes on the property, which isn't a bad deal. It's a lot of money, especially for the disrepair this thing's in, but I'm thinking it might be a decent business investment. Now, I don't quite have $250,000, so I'm going to have to make a counter offer and I hope they accept it. And on top of that, I'm gonna have to spend so much money getting this car wash up and running again. I'm not even sure if it's gonna make me any money in the long run, but I think we're gonna have to try. Now, there's no other car washes in town. I think there's one other storage bay and they are right packed. And there's a chance if we bought some of the land standing right next to this elevator here, we could actually add on to the storage business and add some storage units in here and make even more money. Now, I'm not sure on that idea just yet, but we're going to throw them a counter offer of, I don't know, $200,000. They said they're pretty firm on price. I would offer them $175, but yeah, they're firm on price. So I think $200,000 is going to be my best bet to try get this property. I really can't do anything more than like $240. But in the meantime, we got some work to go do, so we're gonna go make some money. So the owner of this Tractor Supply actually called me up yesterday night and they asked if I could come out and do the lawn. Since I seen it yesterday, I give them like a rough quote of what it would be. A couple $100, not too bad. They don't have too much lawn here, but should be pretty easy. They think Tractor Supply out of all places would like mow their own lawn? Apparently not. However, I ain't complaining. That's more money for us. Now, one thing I just thought about, if we buy that property, it has a skid steer sitting on it. I don't know the condition of the skid steer or anything like that, but that might save us a lot of money in the long run too. Well, front lawn's done. We're just on to the back here. That did not take long. We're all finished up here. I'm gonna go collect my money and it's off to the next job. And there we go, $200 in the bank. I was actually talking with the owner of this store. He came out, took a look at the job. He likes it, so he wants to sign a contract. So every week for the rest of the growing season or the summer, I guess, we're gonna be back out here mowing lawn, which is pretty sweet. Also, last episode, I broke the belt on the lawnmower. We got that fixed. It seems to be holding up, but let's just hope we don't break another. Well, I'm just pulling up to my first residential house of the day here, and there's deer in the backyard. That is great. Anyways, I called the owner. I put in an offer for $200,000, so we'll see if we get the place. He says he's going to get back to me within the hour here, so we'll get this job knocked out quick, and I guess we'll see. Now, this place has a full backyard that they want us to do, as well as a front yard, so it's going to take a little bit longer, but more money, which is always a good thing. Oh yeah, this job's going to require the weed whipper. Too many close corners out here. These dang air conditioning units on the side of houses are always a pain to try to get around. That in a space just small enough that I can't get my mower through. Man, if I had help, I could get this job done in like 30 minutes. 2 mowers. One guy knocks out the backyard, one guy knocks out the front yard, 2 weed whippers, get around all the trees, sides of the house, and you're finished. So the alleyway is technically city property, but we just like to usually mow it when we're doing our jobs. Makes the place look a bit nicer. All right, we got the backyard all mowed up here. Oh, you know what? I can't not. I completely missed that. I did it again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we just got to do the corners here real quick. We'll be good. Rule number 1, don't weed whip the garden. Even though it might be tempting, you can't do that. Homeowners, for some reason, don't really like having their nice gardens weed whipped. I couldn't guess why. It's beyond me. There, would you look at that? Onto the front yard, I guess. So before I came out here and started on the front yard, I decided to ask the neighbors if they wanted their lawn mowed. They said, nope, not this week, but come back next week and we'd be happy to get it mowed. So out of luck on getting double business today. All right, so I'm nearly finished the lawn here. I just got off the phone with the car wash owner. They couldn't accept $200,000. They came back at me with an offer of $240. $240 is still too expensive for me. I'm gonna offer them $220 and see where we go from there. I'm hoping they take $220. That way we can get this deal done and get ourselves a new car wash. Well, a new car wash is gonna be a lot of work and a lot of money too. Well, lawn's finished. I'm all loaded up and I got paid $500. Pretty dang good for a lawn this size. Anyways, funny story, the guy that owns this place is actually a plumber. And you might be wondering, well, Austin, why the heck does that matter? Well, let's say someone, specifically me, buys an old car wash. What do you think some of the first work that car wash is going to need to get up and going again? That's right, plumbing. So I told him what I might be possibly buying, and he's interested in the work, so hopefully we can get him out. If we end up buying the property, Maybe we can get a bit of a deal on some work. If I, of course, give him a deal on some lawn mowing. Well, boys, it's the next day, and I have just closed on my brand new property. That's right, we bought it. So you're probably wondering just how much I spent. We originally had it listed at $250,000. I offered him $200,000. He came back at $240,000, so I offered him $220,000, and we have settled now at $230,000. So that's a lot of money right there. We're down to about $20,000 here. Not to mention, I also had to spend another $5,000 in miscellaneous, closing fees on the property, getting everything transferred into my name. It all cost a little bit of money, so it all wound up to about another $5,000. So that brings us around to $15,000. Anyways, I'm just about to head out there to check it out. Look a little more at the storage on the property because we didn't really get to check that out. See what we all bought. But first, I got to get all this unloaded because we're going to need the trailer. Well, it looks like I finally get to use my little shop here. Should do the trick for temporary storage. Anyways, I'm really excited to see what we all got here. Well, here it is, my first big investment, and I'm already somewhat regretting it because this is gonna be so much work. Gate's finally unlocked. I can go in and check everything out. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting. So this is honestly what I'm most excited about. This Bobcat right here. It's got some tracks. They're not exactly tracks, I should say. They're, I don't know. They're just a style that goes over the wheel. There's an old camper here. This thing looks a little bit worse for wear, but the skid steer is going to be the biggest thing for us because we really need one, and I really didn't want to spend the money to buy some of the newer ones they had at the store, so this should help a ton. Looks like it's got a little attachment for hitches. That's kind of cool. Oh, and I was right. This is a golf cart. Not really sure what I can use this for, but I'm sure I can find something for it. Looks like there's a ton of building materials back here. All stuff that we might be able to use to fix up the car wash. And then an old, very, very, very rusty second-gen Dodge. I don't know if this thing runs. We'll have to try it later. And then this is pretty cool. An old John Deere 1630. It's got a blade on the back. I've been told this one runs, as well as the skid steer. That was two stipulations with buying the property. I said, most of the equipment has to run, and most importantly, the skid steer has to run. And he was like, yep, skid steer runs all good. It just has not been used in forever, and as you can see, the property's very overgrown. So we got an old dirt bike, and then I noticed this. I couldn't see it from the outside when I came to look at this property the other day, but when I was walking up to the skid steer, this is a flippin' Ford Ranger, and not just any Ford Ranger. It's got a Cummins in it, or at least I think it does. It's got the sticker. That means there's definitely a Cummins in it. I'd hope at least. Again, not sure if this runs. We'll have to see. And got the old snowmobile with a little trailer. This little trailer actually might come in handy. Not sure about the snowmobile. And then an old 4Trax. But yeah, this building material should come in handy. I want to try clean all of this out because if we're going to run a business out of here, especially a storage business, we can't just be storing random crap. Now, these bleachers, we do not need these in any capacity, so I'm going to try sell these for sure. I think I'm going to try sell the camper. Is there anything in this bin? Let me, yep, hop up, come on. Oh man, this is a little bit harder than I thought. Yep, there we go. Okay, there's some more random junk. So we could toss a lot of junk in here. We might try sell the bin. One of you guys mentioned in the comments the last video, I should try bin rentals. And I might do that. I might just see if I can rent this thing out. Maybe make a bit of money. There's a lot of scrap steel. I might get a company to come pick that up if we're not going to use it on the car wash. So yeah, just a ton of stuff. I found the keys for the skid steer. They're in that blue shed back there. I'm going to give this thing a try. All right, almost. There she goes. It runs. Check it out. That's pretty dang cool. All right, first thing coming off this thing is those flipping tracks. These are not great. I could see if they'd work in the winter, but anything else, they're just kind of useless to me. And they'd absolutely tear up a lawn. Although I should move this trailer out of the way if I want to try that Ford Ranger. That'll work. I just tried this golf cart here. Battery's dead, so that's a no-go. We're going to have to put new batteries in that. Let me do it down in the comments if I should keep this thing, because it could be useful. It could not be. I'm not sure yet. And I did not realize this before. The John Deere has keys in it. Well, I guess we're going to give it a try. Oh. Okay, well, it just fires up. That was very anticlimactic. Just fires right up. Now, this is going to be especially useful. There is no loader for it. However, there's an attachment point for it. I might have to see if I can buy a loader for this thing. I'm pretty sure John Deere or Tractor Supply will sell one. Oh, I can't even get it out of here because there's barricades. Okay, I guess skid steer and the forks should be able to do that. Let's see if we can get these things out of the way. All right, it's open. We got all of them moved. I'm pretty sure I could sell these barricades too for some money. Now, of course, main order of business after getting all of that cleaned out is getting this car wash up and running. Now, from what the owners told me, it's going to need roughly $20,000 worth of stuff to get it finished. We only have 15 right now, but I'm thinking with the sale of a lot of this other random junk that we're not going to need, we should be able to make that back. I hope. All right, so I've been messing around here for the last couple hours just listing stuff up on Facebook Marketplace that we're not going to need and getting it sold. I've actually found out that these bleachers are worth a fair amount of money. $2,000 a piece. So I've got them both sold for $4,000, which is nice. I got the camper sold for another $1,000. So some people are coming to pick those up. And I'm going to list up some of this other junk and see if it sells as well. All right, so I've got some junk sold, $1,000, $5,000, and $2,000. The $5,000 was actually for the bleachers. I originally listed them for $4,000. I had 2 guys that wanted them. One guy really wanted them for more than I wanted out of it, so he paid me an extra $1,000. The other $1,000 was for the camper. Then I got another $2,000 for some random junk around here. It's pretty much all cleaned out and gone. Minus some of the scrap. I sold all the extra hose and pallet jacks that were around here. There's some extra hose in here. I can't get up here. But yeah, just a lot of random junk we've actually made some serious money on. So we now have about the $20,000 that I'm going to need to get all of the water working back in here again and get our car wash making some money. However, I've got to buy some sort of a bush mower to get all this bush and crap out of the car wash yard and the storage yard, or some really, really good weed killer. I'm not too sure yet. Maybe I can just rent one. That might be easier. Well, $300, and this is what I got for the day. A little mower that should do the trick to get all this junk cleaned up out of here. I'm going to spray this all afterwards because this is all concrete here. It's just weeds growing through. Or I guess it's asphalt or something. I don't even know. I'm just here to get this all cleaned up. Didn't take too long. Well, a couple hours later, and this is what we got. So there's a few little places I couldn't get to, like by the second gen and around all that junk. The second gen, I tried to start and tried to move it, but yeah, wouldn't start. I think it needs a new battery. Maybe a new starter? I'm not sure. There's probably a crap load of problems with this thing. I'm not sure if I should fix it and try to use it, or I should just sell it. Let me know down in the comments. But this place is looking really dang good. I'm going to have to bring in some sort of another dumpster, or use the dumpster I have on site maybe, and get all this junk cleaned up. And then I'm going to bring in an electrician and a plumber. Like I said, it's going to cost about $20,000, but it should be worth it because then we'll be able to get all this up and running again and be making some money. Anyways, we got just about $23,000, so not sitting the greatest on money, but today we're pretty much going to spend the rest of what we have. Now, last episode, I bought an old abandoned car wash, so we're headed up there to see if we can actually get it operational, and then hopefully I can start making some of my money back. All right, here we are. So when we bought the car wash, it also came with this massive storage area, which when this thing was operational, got rented out, and people could like store stuff in here, boats, trailers, trucks, tractors, literally whatever you want. And we got a bunch of junk cleaned out here last episode, but there's more stuff to clean out yet, so we're gonna get working on that. But I've also got to get all the junk cleaned out of this car wash, and then I have an electrician and plumber coming in here so we can actually get this thing operational again. Now, I don't have a dump trailer at the moment to haul any of this junk away, but what I do have is a massive dumpster back here. So I think I'm going to try move some of this stuff, get it over to the car wash, and then we can start moving some of the junk into that. I'm going to get to work here with the skid steer and see what we can do. All right, so I just got the last pallet moved here. We got the dumpster over by the car wash. Now, there's a couple of concrete barriers that are sitting right here that I got to get rid of, as well as some cones, and then all the pieces of fence here. Just a little bit of debris. That's all going to go into the dumpster other than the cones and the fence. That fence is actually worth something. All right, so this is where we're at. I've been working for the last couple hours. I got all the concrete blockades, the fence, and a couple other little things all moved out of the way. Now, I've looked it up, and these pieces of fence are worth $300 a piece. I haven't looked up what the blockades are worth, but I might have a guy that's interested, so there should be some decent money here. Now, I got the bucket on the skid steer because there's some rock I got to clean out of here. And then this dumpster, it's pretty much rotted through and rusted, so we're just going to toss it right in the bigger dumpster. And I'll get a new one out here because we're going to need one eventually for the car wash. I also have to move these blockades as well, but we'll get to that later. First, I got to get this rock out of here. The only thing I'm not entirely sure about is if the skid steer is going to be able to lift high enough. Oh boy, that's tippy. This rock is heavy. Oh yeah, we're good. All right, last piece in the dumpster. And everything is clean, and that dumpster is completely full. I'm going to call a company to come pick that thing up, since I don't really have anything to do it. I guess with enough maneuvering, I can maybe get it on my trailer, but then I got no way to dump it here, so I'm just going to call the proper people to get this out of here. Anyways, everything's gone. It's in the dumpster. This place is looking a lot better, but I should have the plumber and the electrician out here within the hour to get this all done, and hopefully by the end of the day, we can have this thing up and running, making some money. I've already had a few people pull up and ask if we're open, and I said, not quite yet, just give it to the end of the day. Well, we have been extremely productive today. Both the plumber and the electrician are here getting car wash up and running. I'm just hooking up my trailer because I have a couple mowing jobs to do later today, so we can keep some cash flow coming in here. But I had a guy come in and buy all of this, so he'll be here later this afternoon. And you're probably wondering, Austin, how much did you get for this? Well, an extra $3,500, so I'll take that. But in the meantime, I got to rip back home, grab the mowers, and get some extra cash in the bank. All right, just made it back here. Sorry, I'm blocking traffic. My bad. I'll get out of here as quick as I can. We're just going to take the small mower today because we don't have that big of a job to do. The small mower should work just fine. All right, let's roll. You guys know you could have, like, went around. You didn't have to sit there and wait for me to move. And I almost smacked that sign. That was too close. All right, job number 1 of the day, Clever Motors. Should be a quick little money maker for the day. There's honestly not too much to mow here. It's really just a small property. Doesn't mean we don't make absolutely nothing. We actually make really good money doing small little jobs like this, especially if they're for companies. I think this job's literally going to take me 10, 15 minutes. That's it. So I'm just finishing up this lawn here, and I was thinking, these guys buy and sell trucks. I wonder if they'd be interested in my second gen I have on the car wash property there. So after I finish this, I'm going to ask them, and if they decide they want it, it's right down the road. Might be some good cash. All right, I'll load it up. Let's go get some money and see if they actually want my second gen here. Well, just got paid $200, and it turns out they do want my second gen. They said they'd take a look at it, so I'm thinking we're gonna go run back to the car wash there, grab it, and see. I have not actually went to go see if it works. I did try it though, and it was out of battery, so I gotta go pick up a battery, and then we'll see if we can go start it. Well, I went down to Tractor Supply. $100. We got ourselves a battery. And it looks like they're actually making some progress on the car wash. That's good. All right, I got the new battery in the truck here. Let's see if she fires up. Oh, fired up, no problem. Even better. So this thing is rusted out. It's got pretty high miles. So I can't imagine I get more than like 5, maybe 7. Yeah, maybe 7 grand out of this. Although it is a Cummins, so I could get 8. Anyways, we're going to go run it down there real quick and just see. Now, a few of you guys told me to keep this in the comments, but really, we're just not going to use it, so it's probably better to trade it in now, just because it's probably only going to go down in value. Well, I was almost spot on. They wrote me a check for $7,200, and now I got to walk back because I no longer have a truck to drive. Lucky I'm not too far away. Well, all the barriers and fences are now gone. I got an extra $3,500. We're actually sitting really good right now. We got 33,500, but 20 grand of that is going to the plumber and the electrician to get this car wash running. All right, so something I really haven't looked at since I bought this place is this Ford Ranger. Now, supposedly it has a Cummins in it, and a lot of you guys suggested in the comments of the video that I should take this thing, kind of make it a new mowing rig. Now, I've got this small trailer over here, and this should work perfect, actually. It's just got a snowmobile in it, so we'll see if this truck runs, and if it does, it'll be the new rig. Oh, we're running. Fired up like nothing. So it does have a Cummins in it. I checked it out. It's a little 4BT. Nothing too crazy, but should get this thing around. But I think I'm actually going to hook it up to this little trailer here. And oh boy, looks like I need to adjust that draw pitch, but we should be fine for now. Okay, since I don't really feel like starting up that snowmobile, we're just going to use the skid steer and pull it on out of there. There we go. Perfect. I don't really have a use for a quad or a snowmobile right now, so I may just sell both of these. I'm not entirely sure yet. I might just put them up on Facebook Marketplace and see how much I can get. Well, check it out. That actually works pretty dang good. I just need my weed whipper on there and we'll be set. Actually, what I really need is another employee to just run this whole setup while I can work on everything else. But that should work pretty nice. That way I don't got to take a big diesel around all the time. Instead, I just get to take a small diesel. A little less fuel. So I've had this golf cart out here for a little bit, and we got power running out of the car wash there. So I'm just going to take it up to the little shed. We'll plug it in, and hopefully we can get the battery going. We should be able to. Would be nice to have around the property. Look at that. The yard is now organized here. I got all the toys lined up here. I think we're just going to sell all these because, yeah, really no use for them whatsoever. I'll put them up on Facebook Marketplace and see what we can do. Now, I did put out an ad in the paper as well as on Facebook Marketplace to advertise that we're now offering storage. So boats, trailers, campers, literally anything can be stored in here. And I've already gotten a couple calls, so hopefully tomorrow we should be getting some stuff in here. We can start making some money, as well as the car wash will be opening tomorrow as well. Now, I was just talking to our electrician and plumber, and we're just about ready to go. But it is almost the end of the day here, so I don't think we're going to be able to get it open today. Well, boys, today is opening day. I have just paid the electrician and plumber. That's $20,000 out of the bank, but we're still sitting decently good here. Anyways, my hope is when I get out to the car wash this morning, it should be packed full. Lots of people ready to get in. I went for coffee this morning. It was already the talk of the town, so I guess we'll see how it's doing. And holy smokes, we already got vehicles waiting. And someone brought their flipping tractor in? I mean, I'm okay with that as long as we're making money. That's fine by me. Well, the car wash is making money, so I'm pretty happy with that. We should have some people come in here to drop off some boats and trailers. Maybe a camper later today. I also got my golf cart running, so I'm pretty happy about that. But yeah, I'm glad we finally got this place up and running. This is pretty dang awesome. Well, it's about lunchtime here. The car wash has slowed down a little bit, but we're still getting pretty consistent business. But one thing that has not slowed down is our storage place. We've had people dropping off stuff left and right. This guy's just dropping off his Airstream right now. That makes 4 campers and a trailer with a side-by-side on it. So we're doing pretty good here. I think by the end of the week, this whole row is probably going to be full, I hope. And we're going to have to make some more room here. I think I have all 3 of these toys sold here. Should be a couple grand. We'll make some room there. But yeah, we're probably not going to see any actual profit till like the end of the week here. But if the car wash keeps up like it's been, we'll make some serious cash. No, nothing compared to the money we spent on this place, but at least it's something. Well, it looks like I'm due to go out for another mowing job here. So I guess we're taking the Ranger setup, since that's all we got here. The big mower is still back at the house, but it should work for this job. But I'm thinking sooner than later, if I want to have an actual compound, it'd be nice. That way I don't have to use my actual storage yard. But technically it is free storage right now, but if it gets busy, I don't want to be cluttering that stuff up with storing stuff that doesn't make me money. Now, I'd still like to expand into some smaller storage units, but that's going to cost me a fair chunk of change, which I don't have right now, but maybe a loan might be the trick to get that done. And it looks like we get to mow my favorite place to eat. This job as well is not too big, but it's for a company, so we make good money. But let me know down in the comments if there's any other businesses we should start or maybe look into, because I don't just want to do the car wash. I'd like to expand into something else. I'm just not sure yet. Well, just finished up my job, got paid, and I got a free meal out of the deal. So I can't complain. That's a win in my books. The free meal is probably the best part. I might have just done it for the free meal, if I'm going to be honest. Well, I'm back at the car wash here, and I've done some calculations. I'm just about to close up for the day here. That's why there's nobody here, but done some calculations, and if we keep going at the rate we're going, by the end of the week, we should be raking in a couple $1,000s, possibly upwards of $5,000. That's, of course, with the storage fees here, but we'll be filling up more through the week here, so we'll kind of just have to wait and see. Well, I'm just pulling up to the car wash here, and we are moving into week number 2 of having this place running. So hopefully by the end of the week, we start actually seeing some money come out of this place. Now, we've had a lot of people drop some stuff off here, which is really nice for business. We had someone drop off a flippin' Sherp, which is pretty cool. An RV, boat, there's some more campers around here, some construction stuff. Anyways, this place is starting to fill up, which is really good for business. Now, when I bought the place, it came with some stuff, and these are 3 toys that it came with. I've got them sold as of today for $4,500 for all of them. The guy should be here in about 10-15 minutes to come pick these up, and then I'm off to a mowing job. So the dude that brought in this RV right here, he has a house not too far away from here. Now, he knows that I do some landscaping out of here, and he actually called me yesterday and was wondering if I could come take a look at a job he wants me to do. We're gonna go take a look at that later today. Supposedly it's a pretty big job, and it's gonna pay really well, so I'm down for that. Looks like we got somebody in here washing their truck. Do I need the other mower for this job? No, I think we'll just stick with the big one. Well, the guy just showed up here to pick up the snowmobile, quad, and dirt bike. We'll finally get these out of here, and we'll have a little bit more space freed up. Well, it looks like this dude's all ready to go. Got another $4,500, so I'm pretty happy with that. Anyways, I got all this scrap around here, all this scrap metal. This is actually worth quite a bit of money. So I think if I get a chance, I'm going to try to take this all in, and I might see if I can get rid of some of these building materials. Looks like there's some bagged concrete and some paving stones, all that stuff. We really don't need this stuff, so just going to try to get rid of it, free up as much space as I can, because the more space we have, the more stuff we can store, and really, it's better for business. Would you look at that? First I sell the toys, then they go wash them in my car wash. It's just money all around today. Anyways, I better get to my first mowing job of the day. Time to go make some dollars. All right, here we are. So this job, it's for a local hotel. They just want this chunk of grass mowed all the way kind of back around the property here. Pretty simple stuff. Shouldn't take too long, but it's for business, so good money all around. Oh man, this brush is killing me. Keep getting hit in the face with this stuff. It's not a good time. I should have an employee doing this. Who am I kidding? I can't afford an employee right now. Well, I made some pretty solid progress here. We're just about done, except I got this big old chunk left here, so it's going to take me a little while. But at least we're moving along here. All right, last pass. Get everything loaded up and get the heck out of here. Well, made a cool $800. That brings us up to actually $19,000, which not as much as I'd like, but we'll make it work. Well, I dropped my trailer off because we're supposed to go look at a dump trailer here. I was looking on the Facebook Marketplace, found this sweet used dump trailer for only 10 grand, which is a smoking deal. It's a Diamond C 2-axle. It's exactly what we need, and it's on the way to this property I'm supposed to go look at that we might be working on later today. So I think I'm gonna go check it out. If everything looks good, I'll go pick it up, and we'll have ourselves a dump trailer finally. Look what I got, boys. a brand new dump trailer, and I only paid $9,500 for it. So I managed to get the guy down a couple $100, so I'm pretty happy about that. However, my truck's looking a little low for this trailer. I'm not really sure how much we're gonna be able to haul, considering I can't do too much about this, but I don't know, we'll figure it out eventually. Maybe I'll get a different truck, but for now, we'll make it work. All right, so this is it. Now, the guy said he's busy at the moment here, so he basically gave me a rundown of everything that needs to be done here, so I can go take a look at it. Anyways, he wants the whole lawn mowed, so this is a massive property, and the lawn mowing on this alone is upwards of $1,000 or $2,000. Now, he also has this creek running down here, and he's got all this brush and stuff. He told me he wants it all cleaned out and dug out because it's clogging up the creek. And when this creek actually starts to run again, if we get a big rainstorm or something, it backs up a bunch and all that. It's really no good. So there's a few things we'd have to do in order to do this. We'd have to get a brush mower for the skid steer, and we'd have to rent a mini excavator to get this all dug out, move a bunch of dirt out of here, and he also told me he wants to put a dock in here. Not only that, he wants a gravel path put in. So there is like a lot of work to be done here, like thousands and thousands of dollars worth of work, which I think we could definitely handle. It's just going to take a little while. So I'm going to go run a quote by him for all of my work, and then he'll have to pay for the equipment rentals, materials on top of that. Now, as far as I know, there's literally not another company within 2 hours of here that will do any kind of work like this, so we kind of have the power to give a really, really good quote. Now, obviously, we're not going to do anything ridiculous, like 50 grand or something, because that's what most companies would charge. I think I'm going to be able to do 30, but there is like a lot of work that needs to be done here. And with everything he needs done, there's no way we would have been able to do it without a dump trailer, so it's a good thing we bought that. Well, I just gave him the quote. He's happy with it. He told me he got a company that was about an hour and a half away from here, and they quoted him 55 grand. Do everything he wants, which I know seems ridiculous, but if you don't want to do stuff like that yourself, it takes a lot of man hours, a lot of wear and tear on equipment. Now, I asked him if he owns this shed over here, and he said no, it's actually for rent, and he gave me the owner's phone number. I'm gonna pull in here, give him a call, and see if I could possibly go look at it, because this would actually be really cool. I've been looking for a new spot to possibly get all my equipment out of the storage area and get it into my own shop, and this would honestly be perfect. So we'll see what he says. All right, so I just got off the phone with the guy. He gave me the code to enter the shop here, so we're gonna go check it out. Holy smokes, this place is huge. Look at all this, though. It comes with some tools, some racks to store equipment, tools, implements. Oh, man, there's just everything back here. There's a full office even. Oh, this is even better. Okay, yeah, this might be something that I need here. Full washroom. Oh, man. Yeah, I think I might just have to do this. So he wants $5 grand a month rent. However, he said he could do a rent-to-own deal, which basically means you pay every month like you normally would for rent, but a certain portion of that goes on to the total purchase price of the place. And eventually, we'd need to buy a place like this, but I don't have the money for that right now, and if we could just rent it, that'd make things a lot simpler. Now, it comes with all this property right here, all this that you see right here, this whole yard within here, so we have got options like crazy. Now, what I'm thinking is I could just get a camper, park that in there, and I could live in the shop too, and I wouldn't be paying another $2 grand on a house already that I can't really use for anything. I mean, I can store the mowers in the shed, and that's about it. That's how small that shed is. If we had a big shop like this, it'd make things a lot easier. At any rate, it looks like we're going to be working on that place here, so I'm going to go grab some equipment. Here's my house right there. Yeah, you can't do crap with that place. Anyways, I'm going to go grab some equipment, and we're going to rip back there and get to work. Okay, so we're going to grab my skid steer, then we'll grab the bucket as well. We'll drop that back off at the property. I'll grab my trailer, and then we have to go pick up some rental equipment that we're going to need to get this job done, but that's already going to be paid for by the owner of the property there, so we don't even got to worry about that. If only I could get this flipping skid steer in here. That might be a bit of a challenge. And we're in. Perfect. What even fits this thing? Awesome. There's one thing I was worried about, but we're good. And it levels out the trailer a tiny bit. Man, I own my own car wash, yet my truck is absolutely filthy. I better get that cleaned at the end of the day. So after making it out to the job site, I dropped off my skid steer and dump trailer and headed back to the car wash. After making it back, I grabbed my flatbed and mower, and since there wasn't going to be enough room on the trailer for the rest of the rental equipment, I dropped my mower off at the job site and went to go grab the rest of what was needed. And after just barely managing to fit it all on there, and of course being a little overweight, I now had to avoid the DOT on my way back to the job site so we could get to work. So after making it past the DOT and getting to the job site, I hopped on my mower and began to undertake this absolutely massive project. And about 20 minutes into mowing this lawn, I started to realize that this was going to take me all flippin' day. It was pretty clear that if I was going to be doing more lawns like this in the future, I was definitely going to have to upgrade my mowing equipment to get the best bang for my buck. So after getting the front side of the house finally finished, it was on to the back side, which didn't have as many hills and was a lot smoother to mow. So after getting the last of it mowed, the lawn was now finished and we can now get on to some of the bigger projects. Alright, so I got my skid steer here. We're going to grab that brush cutter and hopefully get a bunch of that vegetation out of there. Now there's still going to be a lot that we're going to have to dig out with the excavator, but hopefully this should help just a little bit. The old zero turn can't get in there and mow all this itself. Probably a good thing I left the tracks on this. Pretty mucky down here. I don't know how the wheels would fare too well. We're not mowing all the way down the ditch, just a little bit kind of right here. This is where we're going to start clearing a bunch of this brush and crap out, just so it kind of frees up the flow of things and makes it a bit nicer. Okay, so I've made some really good progress here. I kind of cleaned out all the brush and stuff out of here. I still got to mow all the grass along here. Take it a bit closer of a cut, but it's looking a heck of a lot better. Now, we can't go too far on this side because there's the property line over here for this guy's field. We're not going to be able to do too much over here. Maybe clean out the drainage a little bit. There is a couple little trees here that I'm going to get in here with the chainsaw. Just try clean up a little bit. Just the best I can. Well, this is about where I'm at here. Got everything cleaned up to the property line. I couldn't get too far into the pond there because I really don't feel like sinking my skid steer. I don't think I'm going to be able to do any better with the excavator because that thing is a smaller excavator and doesn't really have the best reach. So that's about the closest we could get. Just trying to get the last of this all done up here, and then we can hopefully start digging out all that dirt and crap out of there. Well, I think I'm going to call that right about good. Everything's nice and cleaned out, all nice and mowed. Yeah, I can see why this is not draining properly. I'm going to have to get in here with the excavator, but it's pretty much the end of the day. I think I'm going to call that good there. We still have to make a gravel path all the way down here, put in a dock, get that all dug out. I think there's a tree or two we have to take out as well. I don't know. I'll have to ask him, but everything's looking a lot better than it was. At any rate, he said I could leave this all here till the morning. I'm going to go get some supper and I'll be back here first thing. Well, it is the next day, early, and I've still got a lot of work to do today. Just got to hook up to this trailer here so I can unload this excavator without completely tipping it backwards. And then I got to go grab my dump trailer. Let's see if I can figure out how to run this thing without running it into the pond there. That would not be a great situation. So we rented this 50G here. We got it with a flat bucket, so it should make digging this whole deal out a lot easier. Whereas with a tooth bucket, you're going to have all those grooves and stuff where you don't want them. Flat bucket should make things nice and simple. That is the hope anyway. So I'm going to try my hardest here not to get my truck absolutely buried in this muck hole. I'm just going to start digging here. I think we're only going to go up to where that grass is cut right there because that's kind of where the flogging starts. Although I got to figure out how to idle this thing up because it is crazy slow. Got my blade so I have more stabilization there, and let's get digging. Well, I'm slowly making progress here. Still trying to learn how to operate this dang thing. Not as easy as I thought it would be. I'm more used to cat excavators. And it's not like they're that different, but they're just different enough where it makes them a pain to operate. But not too long and I should have it done. Well, I've pretty much gotten a full dump trailer full of dirt and junk and mud, sticks, leaves, whatever you can think that would flow down a creek. It's probably got to be in that dump trailer here. And it's all cleaned out now, so this should be able to flow nice whenever there's rain or anything else like that. And it didn't actually take as long as I thought. It was just learning that excavator, which was a pain, but I think I got it now. So I gotta go find somewhere to dump this. I think there's a place I can. Then we gotta get a gravel road in here and get the dock in. Well, I got the dirt and other junk dropped off there. It's pretty easy. Just had to find the place, and while I was gone, the dock showed up here, so we just walked it down, got it put in. It was pretty dang simple. It's not a very big one, just literally to walk out here and hop on a jet ski or something. It's pretty dang simple. But I did get an order for a dump trailer full of gravel put in here, so we'll have to go pick that up, and then we'll just have to get it spread all the way down to here, and it'll probably take us the rest of the day, but at least we've gotten this knocked out faster than I thought we would. However, I don't think we're going to need the excavator anymore here, so we're going to get this returned to the rental company along with the bush hog there, and we can hopefully get this job finished out today. Well, I think it's official. I need to get one of these. However, they're about $60,000, so I don't know if I'll be getting one anytime soon, but eventually it would be nice to have. But for now, I guess I'll just have to live without it. So after getting the rental equipment returned, I dropped my flatbed back off at the job site, grabbed my dump trailer, and went in for a load of gravel. And after making it back, I got it all dumped out and ready to be spread out for the new trail. So it was back in the Bobcat to see how fast we could get this done. And after getting the pathway all finished up, I piled up the extra gravel for a project down the road. That is it. First massive job for the new company here. And I'm pretty dang happy. This place turned out awesome. 30 grand in the bank, just shy of 40,000. I think I can live with that. But man, that shop, that might have to be something I'll have to look into, because I'm gonna need a new place here. So I was just getting my equipment put away here at the house, and the guy that we were just working at there called up and asked me if I knew anywhere where he could get a shed, or if I had connections and this and that. He wants a shed to put his jet skis in and stuff down by the pond there. So I did some searching, and I found out there's a local guy just down the road here. So I called him up and asked him if he could get a shed out there, because we'd still have to put down another gravel pad. There's still some gravel out there. We could definitely do that. And he said he was actually selling. He literally, just as of today, put everything up for sale. He's got this whole shed business that he wants to get rid of. He's got 3 sheds, a trailer, and some equipment specifically for moving sheds. And then with that as well, there's a whole dually, I think Chevy or GMC 3500 for moving the said sheds. So we're going to go run out there and check it all out, and maybe we can make a deal. Now, I don't have anywhere close to the money he's asking for this whole setup here. However, I did just check with my bank, and I can take out a loan for that. So we're going to see what we can do. Okay, so this is it right here. He must have just got this all moved out, because I did not see this the other day. This was a side business to his farm here, and the only reason why he's selling it, he just does not have another person to go out and run this whole business. He said it's very busy. He just doesn't have the time or the energy to do it all, and he wants to just get rid of it. So there's 3 sheds here. I don't know the dimensions on them, but this looks like the smaller one, looks like the medium-sized one, and this is the big boy large shed. This is like a whole flipping garage right here. Now these are all on skids, so you can move them really easily, or you can put down a base for them if you don't ever really want to move them. Tri-state storage sheds. So it is a GMC. Now this truck alone, probably worth about 50 grand. I honestly don't know the price or costs of the shed, or should I say sheds. There's some moving equipment here. All the stuff, the whole business here is ready to go. I'm gonna go talk with him. Maybe we can work out a deal and I can get some details on this stuff. Well, I just kind of bought a whole shed business here. So I took out a loan for the whole thing. 150 grand is what we bought all of this for. Keep in mind, I have no idea how to do any of this crap, so we're going to be learning on the fly here as we start this new business venture. However, from what he told me, I got a smoking good deal on this. I guess anybody selling a business would probably tell you that, but this is kind of a different story. So these sheds here, he has a local guy that builds them, and then he sells them for double the price. Now, how he kind of gets away with that is the moving cost is completely free, but it is more if you want to get a base built for the shed. This shed you can get built for about 5-7 grand. You sell it for 10. This shed right here you can get built for about 10 to 15,000. You sell it for about 20 to 25. And this one doesn't have anything fancy to it. It's just normal doors. This shed right here, this one's the fancy version of it. It's got all electric doors, nice windows, all this stuff. Get this built for about 20 to 25. You sell it for about 30 to 35. Not quite doubling it, but these smaller sheds are where the money's at. That's where you can double your money easily. These bigger ones, a little less profit margin. Anyways, I got a couple days to get this all out of here, and he's gonna teach me how to like kind of run everything a little bit. I'm gonna have to get it all figured out, but I can't believe I just spent 150 grand on this. But I have another truck. That's the upside. I also have a $150,000 loan to pay off now. But with selling all these sheds, I should definitely be able to make that back. I've been renting this house for a month now, and I've decided I want to move out and do something a little bit better for the business. Because here, I have like no storage. I can't have any of my equipment hardly here. The shop is super small, and we just need a better place. So I've been on the hunt for a new place. Not exactly a house, but at least somewhere where I can store my equipment and live. And a little while ago, I ended up coming across a place not too far actually. It's just up the road. And here it is. So I ended up talking to the owner the last episode, and we've agreed on a price, $5,000 a month. I get this whole shop and this decent chunk of property to work with. We're going to do a rent-to-own thing, which basically, in the future, if I want to buy it, some of the rent money I will pay will go onto the purchase price. I'll be able to buy it for a little bit cheaper. Now, there's a problem with this place. There is nowhere for me to live in here. There's bathrooms, an office, some storage, and that's about it. So I gotta figure out where the heck I'm gonna be living. But we also have to move all the equipment over here today. I have to go check on the car wash and storage business. There's a lot to do. All right, just pulling into town here. Looks like there's nobody up at the car wash here, but it's pretty early in the morning. I had a guy drop something off first thing this morning. That's why the gates are open, and he forgot to shut them. So I gotta install some sort of a better gate system at some point because I don't want people coming in here and stealing stuff. That's not good for business. But for now, I suppose it'll work. At any rate, I want to get all this other stuff out of here that's not being stored for customers because we need as much space as possible. I have a bunch of clients dropping stuff off this week. All this has got to go. I have someone to come pick up all this scrap metal for a good amount of money. I can't remember how much exactly, but there's a lot of thick steel here, and this is worth a lot of money. They'll come pick it up. Some of the building supplies, someone's coming to pick that up. I got to move the Ranger, the trailer, and the mower, some of the skid steer attachments, and the tractor, and then this should all be ready to go. So I've had this place open for about 2 weeks now, and we've actually cracked our first profit, $5,000 between the car wash and the storage. That's obviously going to go up once the storage place gets completely full. For now, it's about a quarter full. So pretty soon with all that filled up, we should be making anywhere from 10, maybe 15 grand a month, depending on how much stuff we have stored. At any rate, with a little bit of cash in my pocket here, I'm going to go take a look at something I found on Facebook Marketplace that is hopefully going to allow me to live at the new shop. Well, it definitely ain't the fanciest thing out there, but $12,000 later, and I've secured myself a camper to live in now at the new shop. Hopefully this makes things a little bit easier, but we're gonna get this out there and get it set up. And speaking of getting things set up, I still have to get all of this new shed business set up and out to the new shop. So we're gonna have a very, very busy week, but hopefully a profitable one. Look at this big door. I'm gonna be able to fit whatever the heck I want in here. It's gonna be perfect. All right, so here's where I've decided I'm gonna put the camper. It's kind of in the way of one of the big shelves here, but it's out of the way of pretty much everything else. I was gonna stick it right in this corner, but we got a pressure washer here. If we want to wash equipment, and have the camper blocking that. I could also put it outside, but the shop's already air conditioned, so it's just gonna be easier if we do it this way. All right, so since I didn't have much in my house here, there's not much to move. It's really just the equipment, which I don't even have much of at this point. We've really just invested more into buying actual businesses, which probably is a good idea in the long run because those are just gonna keep generating us income without us having to do a whole lot. All right, equipment in. All this equipment's actually going to need a service and it needs some work done, but the shop's already loaded full of tools, so it should make it a lot easier. But for now, we got better things to do. All right, grab my dump trailer here. That is the last thing gone out of this house. Okay, so we're back at the car wash here with the dump trailer, and since my other flatbed is completely full of equipment right now, and I got to transport some things, we're going to do it with the dump trailer. Is it the smartest way to do it? Probably not, but we're doing it anyway, so we'll see how it goes. Now, my hope is that the tractor actually fits in the dump trailer. I don't know if it will, but we're going to give it our best shot. Though, I just realized I don't have ramps, so the embankment is probably the best way to do this. I don't even know if this is going to work, but we're going to give it a try. All right, back it up, back it up. I'm just going to reposition the tractor because my backup skills are subpar. Oh man, there's no way this actually works. I think I have the parking brake set, so... Oh, no way. Oh no, the blade's catching. Oh crap. We're slowly moving. I'm trying to rotate it so we can move forward here. There we go. We got it. Oh, but the blade's not going to completely fit in. Well, I guess we're going to roll with the doors open. Yeah, that blade's not going to completely fit. It's close, though. It just was like a tad bit smaller would be perfect, but I'm going to make it work. Okay, I think I got everything loaded up here. Oh, you know what? I should probably run that golf cart back in the storage here. That's good. So the guy to pick up the steel and the other dude to pick up the building materials should be here in about an hour. They're bringing their own equipment to load all this stuff on because mine is way too far away from here. And we should be getting some serious cash from that, but I got to take all this over to the new shop. I don't know how I'm going to get back here to get this over there. I might have to get someone to give me a ride. But I can't believe we got the flippin' John Deere in the dump trailer. I don't know how we're going to get it unloaded, but that's a problem for when we get back, I suppose. Please tell me there's some sort of a ditch over here that I can unload this tractor at. I don't know. Might just have to back it right off the dump trailer here. Oh, there's this. We're perfect. Okay, that might work. It's not the best. There's still a bit of a drop off here, but we'll give it a try. And we're stuck. Dang it. Okay, hold on. Let me try to go a little faster here. And got it. Screw a flatbed. We'll just start using a dump trailer. Now, I should probably turn on some lights around here. There we go. That's a lot better. Okay, so I got pretty much everything over here except that one last truck and trailer. I'm going to get somebody to give me a ride. We'll get that back here, and then I got to figure out what we're doing with the rest, the shed hauling stuff. That's going to be a bit tricky. So after making it back to the shop with the rest of the equipment, I headed to the neighbor's house to officially take over my new business. However, this new business had a bit of a learning curve. I had to figure out how to run all this new equipment and hopefully not wreck a shed in the process. And after figuring out the basics, which ended up taking a little bit longer than I expected, I was finally able to load my very first shed. So with the first shed off the trailer, I headed back to grab the last two. However, the last shed to move was going to be a bit more difficult than the last two. With this thing being pretty dang long, I had to bust out about the coolest feature on this new trailer. The whole dang trailer is able to extend, making this job a lot easier. And with a bit of trial and error, we got the shed on and we were moving. But loading the shed wasn't even the difficult part about getting it to the new shop. It was going to be this super narrow bridge. And even though we had a decent amount of room, I wasn't taking any risks in getting this thing damaged, so I took it nice and slow. All right, last shed finished. It wasn't easy, but I did end up figuring out how this thing works. Kind of. We'll see how our first delivery job actually goes. So I had to get my other vehicle home here, and the cool part about this trailer, not only can it haul sheds, it can also haul moderately sized vehicles, which is pretty helpful. Well, everything's finally back here. We're all set up to go on the new business. That's going to be pretty exciting. I just got to see if I can squeeze my truck through here. I got to move the ladder. Man, this thing's filthy. I'm going to give it a wash. And speaking of washing vehicles, the car wash. I've been thinking, with all the stuff we're going to be doing here, I don't really have time to run it. However, it makes a lot of money, along with the storage business. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to hire someone to run all of that, the storage business and the car wash. I can come and check up on it whenever, but the day-to-day operations get taken care of, and I can work on more important things, like making more money. It's a good investment for the business. So hopefully by the end of the week, we have someone hired, and they can be running that. But for now, I'm going to start taking care of this place, and of course, living in my sweet new camper. Lap of luxury right here. So, I have just paid my first month's rent on this place. Now, we're pretty dang close to broke here. I mean, we only got 27,000, almost 28,000, somewhere in between there. Seems like a good amount of money, but I've got to expand this business and fast. I found an older excavator. It's cheap, it's high hours, and it's kind of beat up, but I think it'll work well for what we need to do. Because if I want to expand the storage business with the car wash, I've got to add on some storage units, and that's going to cost about $150,000 to $200,000, probably, or most likely, more. I got to come up with that cash somewhere. So it looks like I just got paid from the metal and the construction stuff, $8,000, and that brings us up to $35,500. Now we're on our way to go look at that excavator. I got the call saying the guy had brought it out for me to check and see if I actually wanted it. So we're gonna go take a look here real quick. I do not have the cash for that right now, but I'm hoping soon we do. This thing should be just right here in the right. There it is. Oh, dear. Holy smokes. You guys are everywhere. All right, so this is it. It's a Link Belt 210X4. I don't know much about excavators. Yeah, pretty simple deal here. As far as I can see, it's got a thumb, a bucket. It doesn't even have a tooth bucket. Just comes with this bucket. It's fairly high hours, but they gave it a new paint job, so it looks a lot nicer than a machine with the amount of hours this thing has would look like. And I think it's about the perfect size for what we need. It's not too big, it's not too small. I mean, it's a little bit on the bigger side, but it's something that if I get a dump truck, I can toss a trailer on behind it and tow it around, no problem. Said the keys are in it, so I can test her out here. Fire it on up. Yeah, this seems fairly decent. It's not the fanciest thing out there, but I think it will work. The thing I like most about this is it does have a thumb, and that's what you need for picking up trees, clearing brush, like all that good stuff. A thumb is absolutely necessary. So I think as soon as we have the cash, we're going to pick this up. But if I was to buy it right now, I'd be big into the negatives, and I already am with a $150,000 loan that I have right now. So it's going to have to wait a bit. He's going to hold it for me, but I'm going to have to come up with the cash fast. So we're finally in our new shop here. I got some stuff set up, but we're still lacking quite a bit of equipment here. We've got just over $35,000 in the bank account, so not sitting too bad, but I'd like to get some more in there for sure. Anyways, today is the day we finally start up our shed business. So a while back, I bought this whole shed hauling business. I haven't really done much with it, but today that all changes. So my neighbor wants a jet ski kind of boat storage style shed, and this is going to be what we're bringing down there. But first, we're going to have to go build a pad, get all that set up, and then we can hopefully get the shed down there, and it should be some good cash. Now, I have finally hired someone to go and run the car wash and storage business full time, and we should be seeing a paycheck from that later today. That's the hope anyway. But now that that's taken care of, I can move on to more important things like running the landscaping side of it, and I don't really have to worry about day-to-day operations over there. Anyway, we're gonna get the skid steer loaded up here, take it over to the neighbor's yard, get a pad going, and then we should be able to bring over that new shed for them. If I can actually get in here. All right, made it in. We'll call that good. Well, it ain't gonna be a terribly long drive, that's for sure. So according to my neighbor, he wants the shed right back here, kind of where this gravel pile is. Now, this gravel pile was left from the last project we did here, which was putting in a dock, putting in a little gravel pathway from the house to the dock, and clearing out a lot of old brush and stuff. Now, there should be enough gravel here. If there's not, we may have to go get some. But really, the plan is just to build a nice level pad so we can get this shed sitting nice and flat, and then he can use it for whatever he wants after that. Okay, so we've been at this for a little bit now. I did think I was gonna have to go get some more gravel, but as it turns out, we're good. We got a nice level place here. I had to dig out a little bit of dirt, but all in all, not too bad. All right, all loaded up again. I think we should be good to bring the shed on out here, get it placed where it needs to be. It's gonna be my first shed delivery, so I'm not sure how it's gonna go, but I think I have the basics down. Plus, it's for my neighbors, so if I screw up, it's not the end of the world. I'm gonna try not to, though. Okay, everything's hooked up here, so this is the nice fancy shed. Fanciest one that we have, I think. It's all nice on the inside. It's got a nice electric door. Now, all these sheds are on skids, so if you ever want to move them after the fact, it's super, super easy. All you just got to do is call me and, I'll come and move them for a certain price. So, keeps me in business. All right, on to the trailer here. Takes a minute. So it does look like I'm gonna have to extend this thing out so we can actually haul this properly. Okay, well, we're all loaded up here. Now, normally I'd put my wide load signs on, I'd get all the flags going and all that other stuff. But since we're just going down the road, I think we'll be okay. Oh boy, I gotta watch that turn there. I don't want to take this thing into the ditch. Okay, so we're on the pad here. I just gotta put this up. Simple enough here. That should be enough of an angle. I just gotta drive forward slowly while bringing this thing down, and we should get it up perfectly on the pad here. Okay, everything looks good. All in the right place. Yeah, I think we're good to drop this thing. And easy as that, that's our first shed done. Well, that was pretty dang simple considering we didn't have to get the shed mover off the truck or nothing. Didn't have to get it into a particularly small spot or nothing. It was just a really simple pad build and then just drop the shed, and that's money in the bank. Now, one thing I do have to keep in mind is if I want to keep doing this, I'm going to have to buy more built sheds. So that's going to cost a bit of money, but really the profit margins on these are absolutely crazy. So we should have no problem making some serious cash. Okay, so I'm going to leave this whole deal hooked up here because I have a guy that might possibly be interested in the shed. He's not too sure yet. He doesn't want a pad for it built or anything. He literally just wants the shed put down. So if he ends up taking it, that's good money for us. In the meantime, I got some other stuff to do. So I just had a dude pull up to the shop here. I've had this whole mowing setup, the Ford Ranger, the small lawnmower, and the trailer up for sale for a little bit. Now, I really don't need it. As much as I'd love to keep it, we just don't have the lawn volume to do it. Really, this big mower can handle it, and I just don't need an extra truck like this just sitting around not making us any extra money because I don't have any employees right now. If I did, it'd be a different story. I have this whole setup up for 25 grand right now, which might seem like a lot, but this Ranger is coming swapped, so that's kind of why it is so much. I'm hoping I can get that out of it, but I'd take 23 at this point. I just got to see what he thinks when he looks at it. Well, whole mowing setup is sold. I just got wrote a check for $23,500, so that brings us up to just under $60,000. As much as I hate to see that mowing setup go, it's some good money in the bank. So I'm just on my way to the car wash and storage business there. I called up my employee, asked him how everything's going. He said it's going great. Told him I was going to stop on by there and just check it out real quick since I got to head into town to grab some lunch anyway. And it looks like I just got paid from my neighbor for the shed and pad work, $40,000. So we're nearly up to $100,000 here. Probably the most we've had in the series yet without considering the loans and the starting money we had there. I just drove past my old house. Oh man, the equipment dealer, it is real tempting to stop in there and buy something, but maybe later on. I want some more cash first. Well, I'm just pulling up to the car wash here. Everything's looking good. It is around lunchtime, so the car wash is not terribly busy at the moment. front, but from what I've seen, it's been making a good profit. Storage yard is still pretty much full, so lots of good money there. I'm just gonna hop into our makeshift office back here and just check how everything's going and see what we made. So I just took a look at the books. We have made $4,000, and that is deducting however much it is for the employee. I can't remember the exact number, so we're pretty close to last week. In fact, we're probably doing better, but good money all around. I can't complain. Well, I am just pulling back into the yard here. I officially got the call from the guy over lunch that wants that shed there. He said I can deliver at any point today, so we're gonna deliver it right now, actually, since I'm kind of free at the moment. And we've also got a mowing job to do later today. I got booked for that, so it's gonna be a busy rest of the day here. So with my first delivery under my belt here, I don't even know if I can call that technically my first delivery, because it was right next door, but I'm hoping this is gonna be a little easier. All right, we are up and on the trailer. I gotta put some flags around and stuff, because we are hauling into town, and I don't want to get pulled over for not having the proper stuff around here. Okay, I think we're all good to go. I got my oversized load sign on. We got the mirrors all folded out here, all the necessary flags and oversized load again. I think we're good to roll. Took a decent amount of setting up, but at least it's worth it. At least we're not gonna get pulled over. Well, that's what I think anyway, so we'll see how it goes. We just gotta cruise through this bridge here nice and easy. I don't know how much extra space we have. Oh yeah, we're good. We're cruising. Every flippin' time there's a train. Yeah, I'm just gonna go around the barriers. I don't got time for this. I got a shed delivery to make. So after making it into town, I eventually found the address for the delivery and we got to unloading. However, this job was gonna be a bit more difficult than my last, because this time we had to use the shed moving machine. And to be honest, I didn't know the actual name for this, so we're just gonna go with the shed moving machine. It ended up taking a decent amount of figuring out to get off the truck, but eventually we did get it. And step number one was lifting up the shed so we could get the rollers under it. And with the rollers finally in, which did of course take forever because I'm still new to this, we got the other side hooked up and we were finally off and moving. However, I was still trying to figure out the basics of moving a shed from point A to point B, so it was a bit of a learning curve. But against all odds, I had actually managed to do it, so this would be my first successful delivery in the real world. Not just for a neighbor, I wasn't even counting that one. It was probably a fluke. And with that delivery out of the way, I had managed to make another $10,000, further adding to my fat stack of cash. However, my day wasn't over just yet. After making it back to the shop, I hopped in the 350, grabbed my mower and trailer, and we were off to my next job, which luckily enough for me happened to be just down the road from my shop, so it made for a pretty easy commute. So after getting the lawn finished up, I loaded the mower back up, got a quick $300, and immediately spent over half of it at the gas station buying food and snacks. Well, it has been one heck of a long day here. I'm finally back at the shop. I got some equipment to clean up here. The skid steer's looking a little bit muddy, so we'll give this a quick wash off here. And I've been thinking of extra ways to make money, you know, something that I don't really have to take care of, something that my employee that can handle that works at the car wash / storage business. Because, you know, he has a lot of free time on his hands while working there, and I figured he could probably use something extra to do. And I came across this video of this guy that rents out like flatbed trailers. You know, there's companies like U-Haul that rent out flatbed trailers and stuff, but they're nothing like what you actually need to get some work done. Something like this. You toss a toolbox and a winch on them and they're good to go if someone needs to haul a broken down car or pick up a project vehicle or something like that. You just rent them out and it's really good money. So I've seen a few similar trailers to like this on Facebook Marketplace for like 10 grand a piece. And if we had like 2 or 3 and they got rented out a couple times a week, I mean, we could make our money back pretty fast and be some pretty steady cash flow. So let me know down in the comments if that's something you think we should do. Anyways, I'm gonna do some maintenance in here, clean up, and I'm pretty much gonna call her a day. I just woke up. It's like, midnight or something. My phone's ringing. I better answer this. Hello? Wait, this is the local police department? What's going on? My compound got broken into. Ah, crap. All right. I'll be down there in like 15 minutes. I got a bit of a drive here. Okay. All right. I'll see you guys there. Well, this ain't a great way to wake up. So, as it turns out, my compound got broken into here. The cops are there. I don't know if they've caught the guy or whatnot, or what's been stolen. I don't know any details, but I'm just ripping down there. I'm gonna figure out what the heck's going on. Oh, man, this is really the last thing I wanted today. Oh, yeah, police are there. Dang, this sucks. All right, so it's been a couple hours here. Cops are just doing their investigation. Somebody busted through the fence here. Of course, it is locked and everything's locked up, but if someone really wants to get through, they can get through. Apparently, a trailer was stolen and a truck was stolen. Not only that, they broke into the office, stole all the quarters and stuff we used to operate the car wash. Some cash we had in there that was in a safe, so they stole the safe. Luckily, I do have security cameras, so we should be able to catch the person. That's the hope anyway. But yeah, these gates are always locked and stuff, but there's not much we can do if someone decides they really want to bust through them. So as far as that goes, we can't really do much. At any rate, a good portion of stuff is still here, so that's good. I would have rather them just break into my car wash and steal some of the money and stuff, as opposed to my storage lot, which is where my customer stuff is, but you know, it happens. Not much you can do. And I have sold my last shed. Finally got the thing sold. It is set for delivery later on today. We got a bit of time before that, but last week my storage compound got broken into and a couple things stolen from it. The cops got involved, of course. However, we've got pretty much everything sorted. The thieves were caught and insurance replaced everything that wasn't damaged or could be not returned. So everything's good there. Business is still booming as usual. Now, I was going to hire a security guard to monitor that place 24/7, but I have installed a new gate and police said they'd ramp up checks around that area, so we should be okay. Now, what's not okay is this skid steer right here. It's great for, you know, doing what we need to do day-to-day wise, but I'm not a fan of the wheeled setup. I much prefer tracks compared to wheels. And yes, well, it does have a technical track setup on it. It is horrible. So, over the last couple days, I've been working on a trade deal. This skid steer and this tractor for a, I wouldn't say an off-brand skid steer, but it's not a very common skid steer at the moment. However, I'd say we're getting the better end of the deals, so we're gonna grab the trailer, unload the lawnmower, and get these things loaded up, and hopefully go make a deal. So at the moment here, I have 113K. Now, that's close to being able to pay off my $150,000 loan to buy the shed business. Oh, I don't think we're gonna fit both of these pieces of equipment on here. Maybe we can try. Anyways, we just about have enough money to pay that off. However, I don't think we're gonna do that. We've been trying to search for an excavator and a dump truck, and I might have a possible lead on one for next week. We'll have to wait and see though. But unfortunately, that's gonna eat up a ton of our money, so I'm not too sure how that's gonna go. Ooh, dang, I'm not sure if we're gonna fit here. Oh, it's gonna be so close. Okay, you know what? As long as I don't take turns too sharp, I think we might actually be okay. Oh, but it's gonna be so close though. I'm gonna have to be extra careful. Now, normally I wouldn't have traded this tractor in at all. It's a great thing to have, especially for mowing, but it's just too small to run a batwing mower, and we need a tractor that can at least run that. So, as sucky as it is, the John Deere has to go, and we're getting a great trade for it, so it's well worth it on my end. At least I hope we're getting a good trade. I don't know yet. I haven't even checked this thing out, but hopefully everything goes to plan. Well, if this ain't enough tools to get the job done, I don't know what is. We are completely loaded down here. We got the new skid steer. Everything was good on it. We had no issues giving it a test run, and yeah, I think I did pretty dang well on my end of the deal. If someone was to go buy all these attachments new, thousands and thousands of dollars. We got them for like a fraction of the price for what we traded. And this skid steer is newer and it's tracked. So I'm pretty sure I just got myself the deal of a flippin' lifetime here. Or maybe I didn't. Maybe this skid steer is the biggest hunk of junk ever, but I don't think so. I was gonna try pronounce the name of this skid steer. I'm not even gonna take a crack at it because I don't even know, so we're just gonna call it the skid steer. Well, we're back at the shop here, and I have got so many tools to unload here. Now, with this many tools, this opens up so many new job possibilities. It is actually ridiculous. First tool we got here is a trencher. These two right here are buckets. We got a smooth bucket and a tooth bucket. Right here we got a grapple bucket and a grader, which reminds me I probably should grade the yard. It is looking all rutted up. A brush cutter, which is huge. I love these things. You can make lots of money just cutting brush, so that is huge to have. And then we've also got a post hole digger, which is also super, super nice to have. Now, I've got these all laid out here because I got to figure out where exactly I'm putting them all because I don't even know myself. I'm thinking a lot of them, we can get them on these racks here. There. Would you look at that? I am going to call that good enough. Everything's organized, nice and neat. This should be perfect. So I just got the call that the new shed owner is ready for his delivery here, so we're gonna get it out to him here. Surprise, the old GMC started. Usually they don't tend to do that. And on the trailer it goes. Get some flags going here, get a wide load sign on. There we go. or oversized load, I guess. Same thing. All right. What else is left? Turn on the flashers. Let's roll. So the place where we're delivering this shed is not a far drive from our current shop because this is my old house. I rented it a while back. The new owners want to put a shed out here. I can't imagine why because they've already got a shop, but who am I to say what they can and can't have on their property? So they want it right about here, so that means we got to move forward a good bit and about here. Actually, never mind. I completely forgot how to do this. So as I go forward, I have to move the shed back. That's how we do it. There's a lot of steps here. It's hard to remember. And there we go, on the ground. Just gotta fold the trailer back up here. Take off our markers, or flags, I guess. Got our check, and we are out of here. $25,000. So that means that our last shed is sold now. So we have to call our builder, get him to build us some more sheds, and we can go back to making some good money. This is probably the most profitable part of the business we have, next to maybe the landscaping. So I'm thinking since we aren't going to have any sheds here for a little bit, I probably should have let the guy know sooner that we needed sheds, but oh well, it is what it is. At any rate, we're going to stick this back in the shop. Just let it sit there for a while. It also needs a wash, that's for sure. There we go. We even got a drain right in the floor, so we can just wash it right in here. Oh, it does not get much better than this. Other than my hose is a little bit short to get to the truck here. There we go. Lots cleaner. All right, so I'm just headed out here to the storage and car wash place there. We just had some brand new fence installed. Luckily, the business footed the bill for that. Well, insurance too. But the little bit we had to pay just came out of what the business makes every week here. So it is what it is. But the business has still been doing really well. So we're still making money at any rate. Dang, why is the car wash so empty? Oh, I guess it's lunchtime, so that makes sense. So this is the whole new gate and fence system along the front here. We're going to put a keypad in, so you got to type in a code and then you can actually get in. But for now, we're just going to put a lock around it. But you just open up real nice like that. That is sweet. And it's a super tall fence, so ain't nobody just hopping right over that sucker. A bit taller than the old one, that's for sure. The only thing I hate about it is it is see-through, so you can kind of see what's in there, but I mean, not much you can do about that. At any rate, things are still moving along pretty good. Well, it is the next day here, and I woke up to a call from the person who we delivered the shed to yesterday, and they said they wanted power trenched in. Now, I'm no electrician, but I do have a trencher now, so I can trench the, trench that they need to get power there. We're gonna get all that loaded up, and we can head out here. Could be a nice little opportunity to give my new skid steer a little test. Hopefully everything goes well. That, and they also want some rock spread, so we're gonna have to grab one of our buckets here too. Well, I've got the trencher in the dump trailer. I'm not entirely sure if we're going to fit the skid steer in as well, but we're going to give it a try. And up onto the trailer, if it'll let me. Oh, we're so close. Come on. We made it on. Well, everything's loaded up. Let's get the heck out of here. Get off to our new job. I'm doing more work to this property than when I had it. But this time, I'm getting paid for it. Okay, so they did the call before you dig deal. So basically, we got to go from right here all the way back around, right over here. And then we got to put rock all along this, and then right up to here, and right up to here. Pretty simple stuff. I should have brought my lawnmower, though. Maybe they got a push mower in there or something. I can just mow around this so I'm not having to dig up a bunch of grass. Okay, so trenching first. Then we'll lay in the gravel. That way we're not having to dig up a bunch of gravel trenching over here. I'm not sure why they want power out here, why they wouldn't just run an extension cord, but I'm not complaining. I'm getting paid for this. This trencher has this neat little feature. You can just move this over right over here. Then we get to go from right along right here and back. You might want to get this nice and straight though. There we go. Okay, fire it up. And let's get moving. Well, we're making some progress here. It's slow, but we are moving, which is good. Just trying to get the idea of how to run this thing. All right, just a little more here. And we are done. So by the time I go and grab the rock that we're going to need to get all them paths made, the electrician should be here and get that line all in and get it all covered back up. And we should be good to go. This job's moving along pretty fast and we're going to get paid a ton of money for it. Just getting back to the house here with the rock. We are making some really good time. The homeowner called me, told me that the electrician had been here. They got electricity to the shed and we're good to go. I'm going to start laying down this gravel. I'm just going to get some of it dumped out kind of right starting if I can get this trailer straight here, right about here. Then we'll just go along here and didn't take too long. Just dumping out the last of this right out front of the shed here. This dump isn't perfect, but it should do the job. Just gotta swap out our trencher for our bucket here real quick. It's the smooth bucket, so it should make pretty light work of this stuff. Just gotta try get it all graded out. That's the hard part. I should have brought that little grader thing over here. That would have worked perfectly. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe I should go grab that. I don't know. So I went and got the grader, and holy smokes, was this the best attachment I have ever bought. I don't know how I lived without this thing before. It worked absolutely amazing. Trying to grade with a bucket? Nah, screw that. I'm using this thing from now on. At least for gravel. For dirt, I can see how it wouldn't work as well, but for gravel, this thing's perfect. At any rate, I think we are pretty much done. We're gonna get this all loaded back up and head on out after we collect our money, of course. And just like that, job's finished. Let's go grab our money. $7,000 is what we made off that job. Seems steep, but when you get to trenching and laying gravel and stuff, that does not come cheap at all. So this skid steer and trencher, even though it was a trade, already paid for itself big time. Now, hopefully we can get a couple jobs like that every week and we'd be making loads of money and we'll get to $1 million in no time. But it's still a lot of investments I want to do. Since it's such a pain to try and load from this dump trailer, I'm just going to try this. I think we did this with a tractor and it worked phenomenally, so it worked just as well with a skid steer. Oh yeah, so much easier. So I brought out the brush cutter because everything out here is so overgrown. It needs to be cut very badly. We're gonna try to do some of that. There's also a lot of brush out here and I'd like to get that cleaned up as well. And then eventually, if I can, maybe put a lot of gravel out here. That'd be nice too. So I've got pretty much all the brush cleared out on this side. There's still a little bit over there. So I'm just mowing the rest of this down. I guess I probably should use the lawnmower, but this stuff seems pretty thick. So yeah, this thing's handling pretty easy. I guess we'll just stick with this. It is gonna take a bit longer though, but it is what it is. Now I did mention a little while ago that I was possibly considering renting trailers as another business to add on to our current businesses. And a lot of you guys thought I shouldn't do that. So that's probably not an avenue we're gonna go to. But someday if I have an excess amount of money to buy trailers, maybe we'll do that. Seems like a pretty decent cash flow opportunity. But I do gotta say, this new skid steer way outperformed what I thought it would do. It has plenty of lifting power, plenty of hydraulic power. It's just great all around. Maybe at some point, if I need a bigger skid steer, I might just go with the same brand, because I know they do make some bigger ones. These are one of their smaller ones, but if there's a bigger one, I can see that as a very nice option. But for now, we'll just stick with this. Well, that is about all I'm gonna do for today. I've still got all around the shop and that side as well. So there's still lots left to do, but yeah, that's all I'm gonna do for today. It's already been a crazy long day. We have gotten lots done, but we do have $145,000 saved up here. I think if I can find a good excavator and dump truck setup, which I think I may have found one, still waiting on that, but it is a possibility. If we do get that, that would be the next big way to expand our business and get us making a lot more money, because if I want to build that next storage compound, I'm gonna need a lot of cash and I've still got a lot of debt. So we're headed out right now to go and take a look at an excavator, trailer, and a dump truck, a whole setup all together. It's quite an old setup because our budget is, well, pretty small, so we kind of have to go a little bit older if we want something that we can at least work with. But my hope is that the equipment's still in decent shape, and from what I've heard, it is. So I guess we'll have to see here. And I gotta go fill up the truck with diesel here because we're running a little bit low. Well, I put $100 in and I think it filled it 3/4 of the way, not even full. Stuff's expensive nowadays. Well, this place should be just up here on the left. Yep, there it is. Well, dang, that's quite the setup right there. I'm guessing the guy will come out in a minute here, but I'm just going to take a look at everything. So this is an older Mac. I think it's an 80s-ish model. Don't quote me on that. I did look at kind of the going price for something like this. It's fairly high miles. The bed looks good and everything. I think it was repainted though, as far as he told me. So they go for about $40,000-ish with the amount of miles this thing's got on it. Seems cheap for an old Mac, but that's kind of what they're going for. That's what the market is. Now, you'd think the excavator is the most expensive part of the setup. Well, it's not. The trailer is actually the same price as the excavator. So the excavator, it's going for around $30,000 right now. Now, that seems really cheap, but the reason why is because it's a smaller model. Yeah, it's got the bigger tracks, but it's still a smaller model, and it's a 2003. Now, this has also had a new paint job, but it's still on the very high end of ours. It comes with 2 buckets, though. It comes with a tooth bucket and a smooth bucket, which is really nice. It's got the blade, which is perfect. And this trailer, it's a couple years old, but it's fairly decent. It's a bit of a newer-ish model, which is something I could definitely deal with. I mean, this setup would be absolutely perfect. I could definitely get on board with this. Now, this guy wants around 110 for everything. I'm going to see if I can get it for 100 or a little bit less. I know it's a stretch, but I want to see, you know, trying to get the best deal I can out here. But if we can get this, I think we'll be in good shape. Well, there goes almost all my money, $100,000 down the drain. Well, hopefully not down the drain. Hopefully we can at least make it back. But I have just secured myself a brand new setup. I'm not sure I'm going to get my truck home. I'll have to come pick it up a little bit later today, but we're going to take this out for a ride because I'm pretty dang excited. I can't believe I just bought an excavator and a dump truck. This is pretty flippin' awesome. Now we've just got a lot of money to make to actually pay for this whole setup. But since I knew I was going to be buying something like this at some point, I have been working on a possible job, and now that I have this equipment, I can let the guy know, and maybe we can get to work on it. I guess we'll have to see how it goes. But if we secure this job that I'm hoping we will, we'll pay for over half of this setup in just one job. I hope we can fit all this stuff in the shop here. I might have to do some more reorganizing, but it is good to have this equipment here. Now I just got to figure out how the heck I'm going to get my other truck. Can I call a taxi out here? Maybe. Maybe I'll just have to call my neighbor. I'll see if I can call a taxi, though. Nope, I had to get a ride from my neighbor. Taxi wouldn't make it out that far. Oh, well. Well, it is the next day here, and it is also the first of the month, so that means bills gotta come out. And my main bill being this shop, which is $5,000 for the month. Now, the car wash and storage business has been doing very, very good, so it has pretty much, even with costs deducted off what we made, we're pretty much just canceling out our rent bill, which is really nice. So I don't even got to worry about that. But today's fixing to be a busy day because I have secured a contract to build a brand new bin site, and this new purchase is going to help out a ton. There's a few things we're going to have to grab in order to get this going here. Now, since we already got the dump truck and excavator all ready to go here, we just got to grab the skid steer and some attachments, and we should be on our way here. The place is actually not too far, so it should just be a quick little drive. But we are going to need the trencher, post hole digger, and my bucket as well. This should be all we need. I guess if there's anything else, the shop isn't going to be too far away. Well, everything's loaded up. Let's roll. Okay, so we're just pulling up here to the site. Not looking too bad, actually. There'll have to be a little bit of ground leveling, not too much, nothing the skid steer can't handle here. We're gonna have to dig a little bit of a pit with the excavator so we can get the drive over dump installed. We're not gonna be doing any of the actual building or concrete pouring or installing of any of those parts ourselves. They're actually tearing down an old granary and just putting it back up here with a bunch of new parts and stuff. We're just doing the construction work, which is really good money as well. Got a quick ride back to the shop here, grab the dump truck and the excavator, and we're gonna rip that down to the job site. I really do need to hire a second person though. Running around all this equipment is getting a little bit ridiculous. Okay, I'm just gonna whip this in here real quick. That should work. Get our ramps unfolded, everything unstrapped. That's gonna take a minute. There we go. All right, let's operate the deer. For the first time, I should say. Just swing this old thing around. Just gotta figure out the controls a little bit here. Yeah, pretty simple stuff. I think I pretty much got it down. And since we're just gonna be doing a little bit of digging, we'll just use the tooth bucket. Don't really need the smooth bucket right now. And we're not even gonna get to digging right here for a little bit yet. So what's nice with this skid steer is it has an auto leveling feature. So I can just go along here, get rid of all the grass and extra dirt that we're not gonna need, and just take it right down. Straight to dirt. So after we take it down to dirt, I'm gonna haul in some gravel, get that all spread out. Actually, before that even happens, we have to trench right out to around here. That's kind of where the power inlet's gonna be. So yeah, we'll have to strip this all down to dirt, get it trenched, bring some gravel in, dig this out, dig some post holes out, and it should be pretty simple. I make it sound a lot easier than it really is. Well, it's taken quite a few hours here, but I've just been getting all this ground sloped and flattened out here. So we've got pretty much the perfect base ready to go. And one other thing that I completely forgot we're gonna have to do is basically the dump point for the grain bin setup is gonna be right here, and we gotta make a gravel path that goes all the way out here, cuts in through the field, and goes around out. If we just keep going right around out here. We'll have to move a bit of dirt and such, but I'm hoping it's not too bad. A dozer would really be handy at this point, but we don't got the budget for that. Be nice if we did though. But regardless if we have a dozer or not, we're still making money. Okay, so I got the trencher here. Now we got to go from this corner of this Quonset here, which has power, which is really nice. They're actually going to be putting in a new power box here because the Quonset power, that's just not going to be enough to run a full bin setup. So we're just going to put a new power box in and we're just going to trench out this way through here, right over to the corner. If I start right about here, should be able to get going. Okay, so we're moving along here at a pretty decent pace. We're trenching pretty deep, but we're almost to where we need to be here. Just a little bit further. Okay, I should probably go back just a little further to be safe here. Worst case scenario, we fill the rest of the trench back in if we don't need it, but better to be safe than sorry, I suppose. And that should do it. Okay, so I'm actually gonna have to move my truck and trailer out of the way here, just so we're not gonna be in the way of the power company that should be out here like any minute now to get that box and that line put in. And then once the full grain storage system is in place, they're obviously gonna have to come back out and wire that all up. But for now, they're just getting the lines ran out so we know whereabouts we're gonna be putting everything roughly. Because the owners haven't really given me an outline of where to do all this stuff till they get the power in, which is a bit weird because normally the power would be like the last thing you'd worry about having to move. It'd be the easiest thing to move versus the building, but maybe there's a reason why they're doing it this way. So I was gonna bring some gravel in before doing this, but I kind of figured this might be a better idea to do now. That way we're not trying to go through a bunch of gravel and we can just put gravel in close to the holes and not actually in the holes. All right, we'll fire this sucker up and down we go and back on out. This is the next spot here. And there's the last one. Dang, where's the power company at? They were supposed to be here a while ago. I'm just gonna put the trailer back here because obviously we don't want it on here for when we're trying to haul gravel in. We've got roughly 5 loads, not including what we gotta do for the small road back there, so we've got some serious hauling to do. Fresh load of rock coming in hot. Well, that's where 1 load got us. 4 more to go. Okay, well, 5 loads of rock are in. Of course, I still had to be mindful of the trench. The power company's still not here, but yeah, the trench ends right about here, so we just dumped a load right over here. Now this, again, is where a dozer would be really handy, but nope. Sticking with the skid steer, I guess. Oh, I really should have brought that dang grader I have back at the shop. I might go get it. That and the brush mower. We're gonna need a brush mower to cut through all this tall, dried up corn. Let's a cornfield rot out like that. Okay, so it's been a couple of hours here. I got the tools that we needed for the skid steer. The power company was here. We got lines installed to where they need to be so we can cover this all back up again, which is sweet. And now I've just got the monumental task of getting this all leveled out. This should be a blast. But lucky enough for me, I got my handy dandy grader, and this should work wonders. Already working perfectly. I'm gonna have to take some of this extra gravel here and put it back on the road where we went through it with the trencher. So it is nearly the end of the day here now, and we've made some considerable progress today. All that's left is to get this little patch filled in here. I left this pile of gravel because I figured we were gonna need it to fill that in. Probably won't even need this much, but we'll need a lot more for the road, so a little extra ain't gonna hurt. Just gotta smooth it out real nice. Ooh, that's gonna need a second pass. That was really patchy. Well, this last bucket should about do it. After I spread this, I'll just grab the grader and we'll finish it all up. And I'm thinking that's about gonna do it for day 1 of this project. We got a lot more than I thought we would get done, actually. We made some considerable progress, but there is still a lot of work to do here. But we're getting paid for it, so can't really complain. Another day, another dollar, another project. Well, if you couldn't tell, it's the next day, and we still have a ton to do here. So I've already got the bush mower all ready to go. We're gonna try get a path cut out of where we want to take this road around this way to the other side for the exit, and should be pretty straightforward here, I think. We're not building it too wide. We're just kind of getting a basic idea of what we want to do here. We just got to get this all mowed down. So this basically right here is the idea of it. We're gonna have to do a lot more mowing back here, but I think I got down what we want to do. And that should about do it on this end. Took some landscaping, some brush clearing, but we got the perfect idea of what we want to do here. This ridge was pretty steep going up to this part of the yard here, and I had to bring it down a decent amount, kind of put some of the dirt in some of the lower spots here, but this is the basic idea, and I think it should work perfect. Normally, I wouldn't have went this crazy with building just a little side road to get out of a granary, but there's going to be lots of semi-trucks and stuff coming out of here, and we want to make sure it's perfect, and if it rains or gets wet throughout the year, we don't want trucks sinking down, obviously, then that becoming a whole big mess. But this little skid steer has proved to be something pretty awesome. It's been able to do everything I needed to do and more. No complaints from me. So there's still a few things left to do. We got to dig this right here for the pit. We got to bring in some gravel, a few other miscellaneous things, and then that's pretty much our end done on this. But there's still a lot more steps before we pack up and get the heck out of here. I'm actually going to bring this truck a bit closer, and I think we're going to start digging this. had the owner walk out here and kind of give me an outline of where I wanted to go. Well, this is where we're at, digging with the new John Deere here. Things are going decently well. I got a pretty good area dug out here, so still lots more to go though. But I have noticed this excavator has been making a very weird noise. I'm not sure what to make of it. I'm hoping it's nothing because I just bought it, so I guess we'll see. Luckily, there's not much left to dig, so hopefully we can get it finished before then. Well, it's about the finished product here, and yeah, the excavator is definitely making a weird noise at this point, so I am going to park it for now, load it up on the trailer, and hopefully get it into John Deere here when I get a chance. Yeah, this is perfect, but dang, I was really hoping I wouldn't have problems after just spending pretty much all my money on an excavator. We got a little more dirt to dump here, and I'm gonna go grab some gravel while we're at it here. I don't know how many loads it's gonna take, probably 3-ish? Maybe 2 big loads. That should do it. Just got back with a load of gravel. Gonna dump this out here, get it spread out, and that is pretty much the end of the job for us. Yeah, we're definitely gonna need a second load here. So last the gravel's hauled, I'm just gonna get the trailer hooked back up. We'll load the excavator on when we get some time here. For now, I just gotta hop back in the skid steer and get this all spread out. I'm gonna have to work on this approach with the bucket though. I can't use my handy dandy little gravel spreader there. We put a lot of extra out here because we didn't want trucks sinking in, especially coming in this way, so we're gonna be laying it on thick here. And that is what I like to call all in a day's work. We are finished here. Only roads laid out, all the trenching's done, all the earthwork is done, post hole drilling, all that stuff's done. We're good to go here. I'm gonna try to load up as many attachments as I can. I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to fit them all on here, but we'll give it a try. It's gonna be a stretch. I really should be getting a bigger trailer though at this point, but I guess we'll see. Got attachments scattered all over the place. Good grief. I need to learn how to clean up after myself. I guess I can say all them years of playing Tetris paid off, because I got this all stacked on here. I don't know how, but I did. We never make 2 trips in this business. If we can fit it all in 1 trip, that's even better. Well, I guess, okay, we have 2 separate vehicles, so we technically have to take 2 separate trips, but that's besides the point. Now, this thing's got to go off to Deere because I got to figure out what the heck is wrong with it. The engine is sounding absolutely awful right now. I mean, it is a high-hour machine, so there's a chance there could be something seriously wrong with it. I really hope there's not, though. Well, that should do it. Everything's packed up. We'll take the Deere off to the Deere dealership and hope nothing's too wrong with it. Well, then I gotta come back and get the Ford, but we'll do that at some point later today. You know, I really hope that train is passed by the time I get to the tracks there. I don't think it's going to be, but I hold out hope. Oh, please don't make me have to stop. Please don't make me have to stop here. Oh, am I gonna have to stop? Yep. Dang it. All right, the train is passed. Can we get going? No? There we go. As soon as I honk, ridiculous. So I just had a chat with the guys here at the dealership. I'm going to be leaving this whole setup here. They're going to give me a ride in my truck, which is really nice. That helps out a ton. But they're going to take a look at the excavator here. Hopefully it's okay. Nothing too major. But from the sounds of how they were talking, it's not going to be cheap, whatever the fix may be. Because unfortunately, I had to go buy something really old. Might have been a mistake, but I guess we'll see how it pans out. And back at the shop. Finally. Oh, it's been a long day. Too many dang problems. And it looks like I just got paid for my work. 55 grand, bringing us up to exactly $100,000. That paid for over half the excavation dump truck setup, which is really nice. However, there's still a major problem with the excavator, so we'll have to see how that goes. I'm hoping it's nothing. I have a feeling it's gonna be something though, and yeah, that's not gonna be very good. I got some compound mowing to go do. This place is an overgrown mess at the moment. I'm gonna try to clean some of this up. I did talk to my shed building guy, the guy who builds my sheds for my shed business. I guess that's kind of self-explanatory there, but I did have a chat with him. He should have a couple sheds ready for me by the end of next week. So hopefully we can get that business moving again. That's a very profitable one to have. I'd like to have that up and running. But in the meantime, there's still quite a few construction jobs I could probably do, or landscaping jobs that would keep my time occupied otherwise. I'm hoping going into fall here, we can start building that new storage business, or at least expand the storage business. That would be super nice, but it's going to take a lot of capital, so we got to make as much money as we can, as fast as we can. Because if we started too late, we're going to be working into the winter on that project, and that's going to be no fun. So we have a job set up for first thing this morning, and that is digging a culvert, or I guess putting in a culvert at a new road for a field. We're going to try and knock that out quick, and then we are also going to pick up some new sheds for our shed business. I've been getting them built, and we're fresh out, so we We need to get some more in ASAP so we can make some more money. Can't forget to close the shop door. Anyway, I've got my buddy Chris coming to pick up my board later today, so he's going to be having that for the day. He just needs to borrow a truck, and since I'm not using it, I said he could go for it. And at some point today, I'd like to head down to the car wash and storage business there. Supposedly, we've been doing really well, and the business is making a lot of money, so hopefully we should have a nice paycheck this week. Well, here we are. So it's just at this corner right here. On this corner, there's actually already a culvert. It's a really big culvert and is honestly kind of overkill for over here. But this is the corner where the guy wants it. Now, a few things we're going to have to do. We're going to have to dig this out a little bit. I'm going to have to go grab some dirt to put over the culvert once we get it in there. We can build a nice wide roadway for the farmer. Now, since the trailer's already pretty full with the excavator, we got to unload this thing. And then hopefully we should have enough room to load the culverts on. That's the unfortunate part about having one of these smaller-ish trailers. I guess it's still a pretty decent trailer, but still not big enough for what we need. So this is also the farmer's field right here. He said we could just park the excavator right in here for now. All right, that'll work. And here we are. We're gonna get the culverts loaded up, and then I gotta make a quick stop off at the quarry there, and hopefully we can get some dirt, and then I'm gonna have to get another load of gravel as well to hopefully finish that off. We may need 2 loads of dirt. Depends how wide we try to make this thing. There we go. Culverts secured. Ain't no way we're fitting these things on with the excavator on the trailer. 2 big old culverts right here. It should do the job though. Well, made it back here again. I think we're just gonna park right in the middle of the road. Well, kind of off to the side if we can. There's just not a whole lot of options for parking. I guess this road isn't too busy, so we shouldn't have too much to worry about. I hope not, at least. We'll just park off to the side and hope everything will be okay, I guess. Anyways, I did pick up a nice load of dirt here. I'm guessing we're gonna actually need a lot more than this. I pretty much just fell into the ditch there. I gotta be more careful. I did think we were gonna have to dig out a little more here, which I think, yeah, we're definitely gonna have to do, so we may have enough dirt. I'm not entirely sure, but it is gonna be a really wide entrance. The guy has a new combine and it's super, super big. He just wants to make it a lot easier to get into his fields. I just had a thought here. I'm gonna take this excavator over here, and I'm just gonna pull this whole deal right into here. That way it's just off the road. Makes me feel a bit better. The approach is perfect right to about here. We're gonna try to dig out a little more along here, get rid of some of these bushes. Drop the culverts in, and we should be good to go after we get the topsoil and gravel on. Well, it took a bit of time and some earth moving, but I think we've pretty much nailed it here. So basically what I've done is taking some of the soil from around here and this side and kind of put it down into the ditch to give us a better base. And then I've sloped it all kind of down this way because this all goes downhill and we obviously want to keep the water flowing. Anyways, next order of business here is we got to get the culverts off of the trailer, and then we'll get them dropped in. I'm also going to have to unhook that trailer if I want to dump that load of dirt. Okay, so my goal is here not to toss the other one off the side if I can help it. I'd like to keep it on the trailer. Well, it's not going to plan, but we got it on there. Oh, okay, never mind. I spoke too soon. I did, however, not knock the other one off, so that's a win. All right, I've come to the conclusion that this bucket just does not work for culverts, so we're just pushing the thing in. We'll figure it out as we go. I can at least push it with the bucket, though, so it kind of helps. Let's see if we can fare any better with culvert number 2. I don't imagine it's going to go any better, though. All right, fine. Off the trailer you go. I'll push it with the blade. Dang thing. And into the ditch you go. Got to do a little moving around now. Okay, well, that should be good right about there. Put some topsoil on and get some gravel on there. I think we'll be good to go. I got the excavator out of the way here. Got to back in here with the dump truck and get this unloaded. And then I think we might need one more load. I'm not too sure yet, though. There we go. We're getting it. Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to need more than one load, that's for sure. At least 2 more. I am just pulling up here with the last load. We've got all the dirt put there that we're going to need. There's still a bunch on top, so we can spread that out to the sides. I'm going to have to bring the skid steer back here to do all the finishing work on that. Figured I was going to be able to do it with the excavator, but nope, we're going to need the skid steer, that's for sure. I did talk to the farmer, though, and he said I could just dump it right here in the back, and then whatever we don't use, we'll just put on the other gravel path that we just went on, because it's looking a bit low on gravel, too. All right, that'll do it. Well, trailer's set back up here to load. We'll just toss the excavator back on and get on our way. Finally back at the shop here. That took way too long. A lot longer than I thought it would, but we're not even done yet. Let's see. Did Buddy come grab my truck? He sure did. Okay. I guess we're just going to use the GMC. Dang, both my rock truck and excavator are absolutely filthy. You're gonna need a wash. That's a tonight project if I get time. Though after making it back to the job site, I got the skid steer unloaded and got to work on smoothing out this absolute mess of dirt so we could actually have a decent roadway. But even with the good pay, the job still took way longer than I thought it would, so we wouldn't be making as much for our time, but it was a good learning experience. And the only thing left to do was spread the gravel. And with the job now finished, and looking pretty dang good if I do say so myself, we loaded back up and made our way back to the shop. After making it back, I got paid from the job, which yielded us an extra $10,000, so I grabbed my shed trailer and we were off to go make some more money. Or should I say, spending more money, because I bought not one, not two, but 3 new sheds at $10,000 a piece, all totaling to $30,000. And with each of these having a sale price of about $25,000 a piece, that would total to just over $45,000 profit. And with our new sheds secured, it was time to go do some other work, which consisted of getting this absolute beast of a setup finally clean. And when I say it was dirty, I wasn't kidding. This thing was absolutely filthy. But with a little bit of work, it was looking brand new again. Well, it has been one heck of a day here. We've got a lot of stuff done, actually, a lot more than I thought we would. And since my buddy's borrowing my Ford, I gotta use the GMC to head down to the car wash and storage business there and collect my check, which is essentially gonna pay my rent whenever that's due. I think that's due pretty quick here. But I am hoping I get my Ford back here pretty soon because I need to head out tomorrow to go check out a new piece of equipment, and it's a bit of a road trip. And not that I should be buying new equipment, but gotta keep expanding the business, I guess. Well, storage lot is looking good. We got a new fence in a little while ago. It's holding up. We haven't had any more break-ins so far. Car wash is closed for maintenance currently, which a bit of downtime sucks, but it is what it is. And $5,000, nice little check. We got some profits now. Well, I guess we're still not anywhere close to profiting considering the amount of money we put into this, but I'm hoping we can still expand into the storage units because that's where the big money's at. But that's going to be another $300,000 investment at least, so we'll have to see what we can do about that. Oh, hold on here. I think I'm getting a call. Oh, there we go. Got it. Hello. Okay, so you're at the corner of Maple Road. What? You got T-boned? Oh my. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm heading over there right now. I'm not too far. All right. Bye. Well, that's not good. The Ford just got T-boned and it's probably totaled. Son of a gun. That is not good timing. Well, apparently this accident happened right up at the corner of the dealership here. The cops aren't even there yet, but I guess they've been called. Oh, man. Oh, that sucks. Let me just turn on my flashers here. Maybe I can help direct some traffic here if I can position myself a bit better. Yeah, there we go. All right, so apparently what happened is this white truck here was coming down the turning lane, had his signal light on. My buddy was stopped at the stop sign, like right here, like this car, waiting to turn right. He saw the truck was coming and was turning, and apparently he decided he wasn't going to turn and all of a sudden decided he was going to go straight with his signal light on in the turning lane. So yeah, that kind of sucks. As far as I can see, frame's bent, whole side of it is completely smashed in and both doors are completely screwed. So yeah, my guess is that truck's gonna be a complete write-off, which absolutely sucks because I really didn't want that to happen. Anyways, I have got 2 sheds to deliver today, so that's going to be quite a bit of money. However, I also have some bills to pay. So a while back, we had an issue with the excavator. We ended up taking it to mechanic and getting fixed. However, I did not pay the bill, so I gotta pay the bill now, and it's about 10 grand. So with that all paid up, it leaves us at $75,000, which I'm not too happy with. I'd like a lot more, but we'll work with what we got. So since we already got this shed all loaded up and ready to go, we just gotta back up to this thing, hook it up, and we'll be out of here. If I can back up to it straight, it's gonna take a couple tries. This has no backup camera. There we go. So time is flying as far as the year goes here. It's been going by a lot faster than I thought it would, but we still have to make $1 million by the end of the year here, and we have about $150,000 in debt still. Now, my main goal right now is to get this debt paid off, hopefully, so we can move on from that and start maybe expanding the business in other places. However, the car wash is still doing good and the storage business as well. I would like to expand on that, but I'm not too sure. I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Now, I was thinking about getting the property evaluated as it stands right now to see what it's worth. The town's properties have went up a bunch in value recently, so I think we could actually get a decent amount for it if we decided we wanted to sell it. But for now, I probably want to keep it just so we have that extra income coming in, and I should probably stop by there on our way into town. We'll drop it off the shed so I can collect our income there real quick. Okay, first delivery of the day. It's at a winery. I've heard these are really profitable businesses, but I don't know. Anyways, I gotta talk to them quick, see where they want this dropped. They already have a bunch of sheds. Why don't they need another one? I'll be for storage, but I'll figure out where they want it and we can get it there. Okay, so I just had a chat with them. They want it dropped back here, which is a little bit of a precarious situation, but I'll see if I can get it done. Just gotta maneuver this trailer in just right without hitting a tree or taking off some siding. That would be ideal. And that should do it right about there. All right, we'll just pull forward a little bit here, slide her off, and that's it. That's all. Ah, dang it, I didn't even throw on the flashers while hauling that thing. Could have been pulled over for that. Oh well, I'll do it next time. All right, back at the shop. Just as I was pulling up here, I just got off the phone with a customer for the second shed there that we were supposed to deliver today. He said he can't take delivery till later afternoon, which kind of sucks because I needed to go into town ASAP here and cash that check for the shed from the winery, but I guess it can wait. At any rate, that's fine because we have a pond to go dig. That's another job I scheduled for today. Probably a little overbooked, but we'll make it work. All right, come on, Mac. Please do not have a dead battery. Just this once. And it has a dead battery. Son of a gun. All right, where's my battery booster? It's got to be around here somewhere. There you are. I don't know if this battery booster is going to be enough, but we're going to give it a try. Finally. Okay, we can get on the road. Never fails. Never fails. Always a train. Delaying my jobs. Dang it. So this place is actually right next to the winery here, and we gotta stake out this area where they want this pond, but these people are super rich, as you can see. Maybe this will be me one day if the landscaping company does good enough. Okay, let's get this thing off of here. So they told me try not to tear up the grass as much as I can, but I am driving an excavator, and if you've ever driven an excavator before, you'll know that trying to not tear up the grass is next to impossible, so I'm trying my best. Okay, so it took a bit of time here, but we have the whole area that we want kind of dug out in a rough kind of outline. Obviously, this ain't a circle, but we're gonna try our best to. Anyways, we got it all staked out here, so we're gonna get to digging. Now, the issue with this is this whole deal is on a slope. And the owners specifically said they wanted it here. I advised them we maybe should go a little bit more down there, where it's not as much of a slope, like kind of right in this area. But they were very insistent on right here. So we're gonna try our best to accommodate this. I guess all the rainwater will come down into the pond, which will be nice, but we're gonna try keep it to the more flatter side if we can. It's gonna take quite a bit of digging, and I'm probably not gonna get it all done today, but we are gonna try our best. I should really have a dozer too, but that's not in the budget right now. Alrighty, so it is near end of day here, and this is where we're at. We've been going pretty much all day, and yeah, it's not going too bad. Definitely did not get as much as I wanted to done, but it is what it is. Anyways, I pretty much dug out the outline of where we wanted the pond here. This side still has a long way to go, and this side's gonna have a very high embankment that we're gonna try smooth down the best we can. I was gonna try and make a ramp so we could actually drive the dump truck in here, but that didn't really work out how I wanted to because this excavator is just a pain to try and make a ramp with. It is what it is. We can load out of here. I got this dug out a little bit, but I had to kind of pile up everything, so there's still a lot of dirt right in this area, but we pretty much got this area hauled out. But I just realized I don't have a pickup here, and I have not eaten all day, and it is pretty much end of day, so I'm probably gonna call it here. After I finish loading up this truck, we'll go dump it. There's a dump site just on the side of the property there where the owners are letting us dump the dirt. It makes things a lot easier for us, but I'm gonna say we have another day and a half here by the time we get this dug all down and hauled out, because I'm just one-man crew trying to do all this, and then we're gonna have to rent a dozer to get the rest of it. I was gonna go deliver that other shed today, but didn't get around to it, so that's a project for tomorrow. Well, it is the next day here, and I woke up to a very interesting call this morning. Basically, what happened is a local guy, he's a business investor, he got a hold of me, and he wants to buy the car wash and the storage business. Now, I was gonna get the place actually evaluated, but he just threw out an offer, and that offer was $500,000 cash money, which is nuts. And I left my Duramax on this morning. Anyways, $500,000 cash money. I don't even know what to say to that because that is such a crazy number. I think I bought the place for like $225-ish, something like that. $230 by the time we were all said and done. I put a lot of money into the place, got it looking good, got it working good. It's a very successful business. Pays my rent on this whole place, gives me some extra spending cash, and pays a full-time employee as well. No problems. And it's the slow season for storage stuff. So So yeah, I don't even know if I should take that because that's just, I don't know. This is such a hard decision because that's a lot of money. At any rate, I got to get back to digging that pond later today if I get a chance, but I have to deliver a shed first. And then while I'm in town there, I'm going to meet the guy at the storage place and car wash, and he's going to look at it. We may sell it. I was not expecting to, but we might just sell it. All right, so I got the flashers on this time. We got the second shed here. Third shed, I don't know if it's going to sell here. The business has been slowing down a little bit. Everybody's out at the lake. Nobody's doing home improvements. It's usually the spring and the fall. So yeah, who knows if that other one's going to sell here real soon. But I'm happy the second one sold. It's just a little more extra cash in our pockets. And we sell this business, we're going to have more cash than we know what to do with. And that honestly gets us halfway to our goal. Minus, of course, the $150-ish thousand we have in debt. But that would just be a crazy number to have. An extra $500,000? That makes our investment in the car wash and storage business all worth it if that's the case. I mean, I'm sure if we kept it going a little bit longer, put some more work into it, we could probably sell it for $1 million because property values are just going up around that town. But I'm thinking it might be a smart decision to sell now. Well, we have made it to the spot here. We've actually delivered a shed to the house next door, but I guess these guys saw I delivered them a shed, so their neighbors wanted one too. Dropped off the shed, 25 grand acquired. I gotta go in to the bank there, cash that other check from the winery for dropping off their shed, and we'll be up to 125 grand, and then I'm supposed to go meet the guy at the car wash there. Man, it's gonna be a big money day if everything goes well. And of course, everything had to come to a screeching halt, including my truck, because I am out of fuel pulling in to the gas station. Son of a gun. It sucks. I'm not gonna try to start it again because then it's just going to put air in the fuel lines, and I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna grab a gas can and we're gonna try to fill this up with diesel. I'm right here. Like, come on. I am right here. Okay, I got a gas can full of diesel. We put it in the truck here. I'm gonna try cycle the truck a few times, get the fuel pump going. Hopefully this thing will start up. Oh, man. Okay. Please don't tell me I gotta do something else here. Call a mechanic. Oh, we're good. We're good. Okay, let's get this thing to the fuel pump. Well, that was an expensive trip to the fuel pump. 250 bucks. Man, let's hope I don't run out of fuel again here. That would suck. So I'm just waiting around here for the guy to show up, and I just got paid from insurance out for the truck that was totaled. $48,750. Pretty dang good. Now I just gotta go buy another truck. Well, I'm just leaving the car wash here, and the deal is off. I'm just kidding. It's actually on. Anyways, he's just gonna go look over some papers, talk to the bank, get some details there, and hopefully we should be hearing back from him by the end of this week, and it'll be a yay or nay. But for now, it's pretty secure that this is gonna happen, so I don't know what to do now. We were gonna have an extra $500,000 I gotta find out something to do with. I'm sure I can spend it somewhere. I actually have to go spend it on a new truck. That's a red light, I can't go. So things went a bit later than we thought we would, but I think we have the pond pretty much done. We got this side dug out to the right height we wanted it to. We got this side dug out pretty dang high. We're going to have a rental dozer show up tomorrow so we can smooth this all out, get it all graded, get it all nice. I hired my buddy Ricky for the day to help run the dump truck, so we got this done way faster than I thought we would have. But I think I'm gonna call this a night here. It was a late one. However, I gotta pay my buddy. That's $2 grand, and then we had to get fuel for all the equipment. That came out to about 1,500 bucks. But at least we're pretty much done now. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm tired. Well, another day, another dollar back out here in paradise. It's an early morning, and I finally get to go buy a new truck. Well, new to me at least. I am sick of driving around this GMC. It's great for hauling sheds, don't get me wrong, but you can't see crap out of the back window. It's got big oversized signs all over it. It's just, yeah, it's not fun to drive. So we get to go hopefully pick something else up today. We got the rental dozer showing up later today, so we got a little bit of time to kill, and hopefully the deal for the car wash we should be hearing back on that today, and I got on the completely wrong machine. But if that goes through, we're gonna have more money than we know what to do with. Which I'm not gonna lie, that'll be nice. I actually know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm gonna pay off our stinking loan, which would be real nice to get rid of. And as nice as it would be to have that passive money from the car wash, it's just not gonna be worth it in the long run for us because we're trying to make $1 million by the end of the year here, and that's just not gonna get us there. It will get us fairly close though. We're already gonna be making a pretty decent profit on this if we do the deal. So you might be wondering, Austin, why did you bring the shed trailer? Well, it's because it does have the possibility to haul haul vehicles. So in case we end up buying this truck, we can haul it back. That's what's kind of nice about this thing. Doubles as like a normal trailer. I don't know for a dually though. I might have just spoiled the surprise. We might be going to buy a dually. So the same place we bought the shed business from, we might also be buying a dually from. And this is it. As much as I love and hate my GMC, I couldn't resist trying on another Ford. So this is an F450. I know F550. Never mind. 550 6.7 Power Stroke. It's got the dump bed on it, which is sweet. It's a dually. It's all done up. It's got a nice leveling kit on it, so it doesn't have the reverse level tow rig squat crap. It's got a big old hitch on the back. This thing is just a super, super clean truck. They just did the bed on it, so it's a brand new one. It'll work great if we need to do little skid steer work or whatever else. I think it's gonna be a sweet truck. So let's see if we can go talk price with the guy. I think I just stole it. $35,000 later, and we got ourselves a new truck. That's actually a killer deal for this thing. Low miles, brand new dump bed. I mean, not a lot of people want these single cab dualies just as like normal daily drivers. They're more work trucks. It is an XLT, or no, it's an XL. Never mind, an XL. So it's not the high trim value. So you're not overpaying for an interior. But I'm happy we got ourselves a new truck. Well, that is a fancy setup if I've ever seen one. This looks really dang good. Even got the flashers. We're set up now. Anyways, we're gonna head out to the pond construction site there. The dozer should be there. We're gonna get that all finished up. I got the skid steer in case we need to do any little work down there, but it shouldn't be too bad. Now that is what I like to see. That is one nice dozer right there. Oh no, it's a cat. I thought it was a deer for some reason. Huh. Well, luckily I know how to run one of these things. Somewhat. I'll figure it out. It's a little D1, so it's not crazy big, but it will get the job done. I would actually really like to buy one of these things so I can expand my construction end of the business here, but let's see what we can get done with this thing. Let's hope it can push some dirt. My guess is it will. And I'm thinking that should about do it. We got pretty much all this flattened out. It's looking real dang good. I think we're done here. I also did forget to mention here, the owners of this property did pay for the rental of the D1, but we didn't end up having to use the skid steer, which was nice. This dozer worked like a charm, and now I want one even more. I don't even know how much these things are. They can't be cheap. I mean, be cheaper than like a, I don't know, D10. I imagine so. It's 9 less Ds. Anyway, let's get this thing loaded up, and we're gonna get back to the shop here. So this job got us $40,000, which is really dang good. That's why I like to do construction work so much, because it pays so well, and there's not many people out here that do it. So more money for us. You'd think with all these like mansions and stuff, there'd be a lot more out here, but I guess not. Not a lot of people that do it. Good for me though. Lots of business. Well, just grabbing my last piece of equipment here, and 40 grand in the bank. Big money, $150,000. That's enough to pay off our loan, which is real nice. Question is, am I gonna spend it, or am I gonna pay off the loan? Probably should pay off the loan, but a dozer is tempting. I don't even know if I can buy one for that much, but I'll start to look. So I'm just back here at the shop getting everything cleaned up, ready to go for the next job, and I got some big news. We sold the business. $500,000 in cash. So that brings us up to $650,000. Now, that's a lot of money. We're almost 3/4 of our way to a goal of $1 million. However, I don't like debt, so $150,000 goes to the bank, and that gets us free and clear of debt, and we're officially halfway now. Who knows if I'm gonna spend it? I mean, we probably all know the answer to that. I'm gonna spend it, but it's gonna be most likely on some more equipment or something else. Who knows what I can find out here. At any rate, if you guys have any suggestions on what we should do with the money, let me know down in the comments. Now, I asked you guys in the last video what we should do with the money, and a lot of you guys said we should invest it in another business. Now, I have found one, but we can't go look at it till later today. But in the meantime, I do have to deliver a shed, so that's gonna give us an extra 25 grand. And I gotta figure out what the heck's going on here. All right, shed's loaded up. Let's get this thing delivered. Gonna give us some extra cash in our pocket. Now, the important thing is, as of a few days ago, we are now debt-free, which is really nice. It means we don't gotta worry about it. But I may be going back into debt. There's a property I've been looking at. I'm not too sure if we can go view it just yet. For the time being, that might be the plan, depending on how much this new possible business is gonna cost us. Because since I don't have the car wash now, I really only have the shed and landscaping business, and that's just not enough. And I really want to expand on the landscaping business because, well, that's where the money's at. So we're gonna try expand that. Now, I'm not sure if I want to order another round of sheds. They're selling a bit more slow than I thought they would, so I'm not sure if I want to go through all that again if they're not gonna sell right away. Not to say that we won't order any in the future, but for the time being, if we're going to be looking into other businesses, maybe we'll put this one on the back burner. Okay, shed delivered. That is an extra $25,000 in the bank. I'm feeling pretty good. We got a good amount of money here. Dang, this yard is looking empty these days. Not a whole lot in here. Okay, so I grabbed the F550 here, and we're just gonna head out and take a look at that business. Guy said I could come out. Basically, the deal with the business is it went bankrupt. Not sure why. I don't know. The guy's just selling it now. He's selling it for decently cheap compared to what he has invested in it. The business does make money. I'm just not sure why he went bankrupt. He's not exactly letting me in on the details, which is fine. I mean, if my business went bankrupt, I probably wouldn't be letting the new owner know why it went bankrupt. But so far, my business endeavors have been pretty profitable, so I have confidence I'll be able to make this one profitable. However, the investment up front is pretty huge, but compared to what we'd be getting, it's not that much. Every time I swear I want to go somewhere, this train always and forever will always block my way. Yep, every time, without fail. You watch, it's gonna take about a minute for these rail things to go up. We're just gonna go around. Oh, I think this is the place where I bought my excavator from and dump truck. I think it's just up here. Yeah, it should be right here. Oh yeah, here it is. All right, so this is it. Yeah, kind of a complicated business to explain, but I'll explain it to the best I can. So basically, this guy did tree removal services and dumpster rentals. Now, dumpster rentals, huge money in that. Not sure why he went bankrupt on that end, but yeah, he maybe wasn't managing it right. Anyways, this is the whole business here. Basically, we buy the dumpsters, the trucks, the wood chipper, the wood chip box. All this stuff comes with the deal. Now, the deal comes at $275,000, which is a lot of money. It's over half of our money. However, what we're getting here is a lot of stuff. This F450, brand spanking new. I think he said both of them have around 5,000 miles on them. Like, not that much. This wood chipper, also brand new. It still has the paint on it. So my guess is why he went bankrupt is, well, no work was really ever done. It comes with 2 trucks, 4 dumpsters, wood chipper, and wood chip box. So I think it's a pretty good deal. We're going to try and negotiate him down just a little bit. We also do get a clients list with it, which is nice. So we can immediately start making money from it. But yeah, I'm going to see if I can get this for just a tad bit of a better deal. Wait a minute, is that a first-gen Dodge? No, it's a GMC. That's kind of cool. And we don't need another truck, but these trucks we do need. Well, $250,000 later, and we got ourselves a brand new business. Now, I think you could maybe go buy all this equipment semi-used for around $250,000. I mean, each one of these trucks is around $75,000. Plus, the wood chipper's like $80,000. You can work out the math, but I think with the clients list, we're going to be making some serious cash. Now, the question is, how do I get this all back to the yard? It's a lot of stuff. I'll see if one of my buddies can come and give me a ride and help me get some of this stuff over to the yard, because it's going to take a little while if I'm just doing it by myself. I don't even know how I'd get back. But I get to cruise around in a brand new F450, which is pretty dang cool. It ain't the fanciest looking thing, but it is pretty dang nice. Well, it took me pretty much all day, well, at least all morning, and we have got everything back to the shop. The dumpsters are sitting back there. The other F450 with the wood chippers here. We're all good to go, I think. Now, I do have a job lined up for this truck because I really want to test out this new wood chipper. I have had a client that has been asking me when I'm going to have tree removal services forever now because they don't want to hire anybody else. And I think now that we have the equipment, we should be able to go do this job no problem. So we actually get to go and recoup some money on our investment, which I'm pretty excited for. And I'm going to completely miss the driveway if I don't start driving right. All this is such a bust to turn. This is ridiculous. I can't imagine trying to get through the city with this thing. It is going to be very fun, but we'll figure it out. Now, I'm not sure how to operate all this stuff just yet. I don't really have much experience with a wood chipper like this, so it's going to be kind of hit and miss how good we can do this, but we'll try our best. Now, the best part about this business is we get paid to take down the trees, run them through the wood chipper, and take them away. And then after that, once we get back to the shop, we can stockpile the wood chips and then proceed to sell the wood chips for even more money. So it's kind of a win-win all the way around. Plus, we can use them in certain projects if we want, all sorts of stuff like that. So we're pretty much set in all those other ways. Now, the only side of the business I'm not too sure on yet is the dumpster stuff. We have a clients list. I'm not really sure how that all works. I might just honestly hire somebody to run that side of it just so I can kind of take care of some of the bigger business stuff, because I don't have time to go do all the jobs and then deliver dumpsters on top of that. That's definitely a job I can pay somebody else to do. We'll see if we can figure that out. Oh, would you look at that? This guy's truck matches our wood chipper box. That's kind of funny. Okay, Okay, well, this is the client's house here. We've actually done some mowing for them in the past, but now they want some tree removal, so we can definitely take care of that. That shouldn't be a problem. However, their yard is just a tad bit tight, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do this. So basically, they want to put a pool right back here in this corner, and this tree is completely in the way. So we're gonna see if we can chop this thing down without hitting the garage. That would be ideal, and hopefully causing no damage. And timber. Oh yeah. Well, it kind of went a little farther than I wanted to, but we didn't hit the shop. We're good. We just cut this into sizable chunks. It'd be pretty simple. Okay, well, I got this thing pretty much chopped down into nothing. It wasn't as big as I thought it was originally, but we should be able to still shred it up here and test this thing out. Okay, I think we're up and running. Wasn't too bad. We just grab a tree here. Might need to trim it down just a little bit. Hold on. If it'll... come on. There we go. I'm not sure how big of trees this thing can handle, so it might be a little bit of a learning curve. There it goes. It just shoots right into the back of the bed there. Even just toss branches straight in there. Nice and easy. The only other thing we may have to get in the future if we're doing more tree removal is a stump grinder, but we can kind of just take this down with the chainsaw as much as we can, and it works the same way, pretty much, just not as nice. Roots are still in the ground, but I'm sure it'll be fine. We just fold this sucker back up, and we should be able to be on our way. So since that person was a long-time customer, I didn't charge him for just removing that one tree. I did want to get this whole thing tested out just to make sure it worked. So that one was for free. So I was actually just fixing to leave town here, and then I got a call from my buddy who works at this brain place, and I guess they want some trees taken out because he mentioned that I do tree removal services now. So I guess we got ourselves another job, which is nice. And it's a fairly big one. I should probably have the skid steer out for this one, but I don't really want to run all the way back to the shop, so we're gonna try do this just with the stuff we got here. So basically they want to widen up this turn in here, so they want these 4 trees gone. These 2 right here, this one, and then this other really big one. So this is gonna be quite the job. I don't know if we can take this one down, but I guess we can give it a shot. Okay, so I got 3 out of the 4 trees down here. Gonna try get this one without wrecking anything, preferably. That's why I wanted to get those 2 trees cleaned out of the way, so we just let this one go right down there, and that's awfully close to my truck. Should have moved it. This is gonna be a big one to chop up, that's for sure. Okay, so this is where we're at here. As you can see, we've got quite a few trees cleaned out, minus the one, I guess. But you're probably wondering, well, Austin, how the heck did you get all these stacked up? I mean, there's some pretty good big trees here. Well, the elevator just happened to have something around, and I said I was going to head back and grab my skid steer, and they're like, no. Use this. It's the most interesting little thing I've seen before. It actually moves logs really dang good. So they lent me this just to finish up the job here. Makes it a bit easier, that way nobody has to run back and forth. So yeah, this thing's actually kind of cool. It articulates and stuff, and it's got some pretty decent lifting power. You can pick up logs and stuff, no problem. It's got this big log fork on it. Pretty dang sweet. At any rate, I might have to run back because I'm not entirely sure if this thing's gonna be able to fit all these logs and wood chips through here, so we'll see what we can do. Yeah, I think this is gonna fill up pretty dang fast. I'm not sure how much this whole big thing can hold, but I guess we'll have to see. Well, we're about halfway through here, and I think this thing is getting pretty dang full. At any rate, I'm gonna see if I can stack a few more through here and get this thing filled right up. Less trips we have to take is better. Well, somehow, some way, we got it all in there other than the one tree that's left, and that's a pretty big tree, so I think we're gonna go dump this real quick, then we'll rip back here, get that processed, and this should be good. This is working great. It's actually getting some scratches in the paint. This thing had like no scratches before. I swear the guy never used it once. So I'm just trying to find the best place to dump all this. Honestly, it's probably just going to be back here, just so it's kind of out of the way more. This should work just fine. Okay, well, I've made it back with the truck and wood chipper tank. Just running through the last of this tree here. I've repositioned everything, so it made it a little bit easier, and we didn't have to walk stuff back and forth. But we're making some progress. Just about finished. Got to run some of these small branches through so we can get that big one through, and we'll be finished. Okay, last piece. I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to run like that big of pieces through that, but yeah, we made it work. Now it's all cleaned up, ready for a stump grinder, and they can actually make this turn in bigger. This
This worked actually pretty dang good. Well, we made $8,000 from that job, so that brings us up to $283,000. Oh man, my beloved car wash. Not mine no more. But hey, at least we're making money doing other things. Well, I made her back to the shop here. I'm just gonna back in this wood chipper because we're gonna need to do some quick maintenance on it, and then I'm gonna dump the rest of these wood chips out. Don't really want those sitting in the box if we can help it. But I'd say we got a considerable amount of wood chips here now. Would like to pile these up a little bit better, but for now they'll be okay. I don't even know if we're actually gonna fit all of this stuff in the shop. I mean, we might. We'll see what we can do. Oh yeah, we'll get it all in the shop here. There's plenty of room. More room than I thought. So I've been on the hunt for a dozer because I feel like we could really use one. And, you know, they're not the cheapest because I've been looking for a smaller one. I don't really need something massive. I need something I can haul on this. And we can't have a massive one on this. But at any rate, they're still not cheap. But I found maybe a solution. So this is the Case Minotaur. Basically, it's a mini dozer mixed with a skid steer. You can get rippers for the back. You can get a blade for the front that fully bolts onto the whole chassis of the skid steer. So it essentially becomes a whole dozer. And you can also have it as a normal skid steer. Now, this option is not the cheapest, but it is cheaper than buying a full dozer. Now, obviously, 130 is brand new price. I don't think we'll be buying brand new. I think slightly used is our kind of market. So this would be our dozer option, a D1, a Cat D1. It's $140,000. So if we go with this, it'll be more expensive. Whereas the Case, way cheaper. It won't have as much pushing power as the dozer, but for versatility use, it'll be a whole lot better than just having a plain old dozer. So I found a used Case Minotaur. We can get it for about $100,000 with all the attachments we want for it. Whereas the dozer, even used, is going to run us about 120 to 140, depending on attachments, whether that be a bigger blade, ripper attachments, all sorts of stuff. We'll have to see. Anyways, I gotta unload this tiny little skid steer compared to the one we're gonna be getting, and we'll go pick it up. I hope this trailer can handle it. It's awfully heavy. I might be breaking some sort of DOT laws, but we'll work around it eventually. I gotta get some other bigger trailer eventually. Also, in the meantime, I have found someone to run my dumpster business. I bought a whole kind of like tree removal slash junk removal business, or dumpster business, whatever you want to call it. And frankly, I do not have the time to run it. So my neighbor actually was looking for another side business to run. So I said, hey, if you want to run this, it's open. So he's gonna be coming over here later today, and he'll get to work on that. So hopefully it's another thing I don't gotta run, and it's just gonna bring me a little bit of extra money. I was actually kind of thinking of selling it. So to be honest, if he wants to buy it, I wouldn't be too mad about that. Let me know what I should do down in the comments. Should I just keep it and make a little bit of income off of it, or sell it and invest that income into something else that maybe will be a little more profitable in the short term? I know long-term profit's better, but we got to make $1 million here. Well, somehow, some way, I have ended up on this super windy back road here. And is this the driveway? No way this is it. I don't think that's it. I think it may be the next one up here. My GPS might be a little bit off. There we go. This looks like the appropriate driveway. Oh man, this is a steep one. Holy smokes. Yeah, we can get up with it. And there it is. Oh, where am I gonna put this trailer and truck? I guess I'll pull up here a little bit, and then I'll try back in here a little bit. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here. Oh boy, this is gonna be tricky. I don't want to send this trailer off the side of a cliff. Ideally, that would be an option we're gonna try to stay away from. Maybe if I get it far enough over this way, we should be able to like maneuver our way out of here. This is not an ideal setup. Okay, I guess this is what we're gonna have to do. Something like this. Yeah, okay, we should be able to do that. My trailer's on a bit of an angle. I'm not sure I like that, but we don't really have much of a choice here. So this is it, the Cat Minotaur. The guy wants $100,000 for it, which is a smoking deal on this machine, but it is decently used. I mean, not too bad, but definitely got some hours on it. So basically, what sticks this out from a normal skid steer, it is a heck of a lot bigger. It's got metal tracks. You can have a ripper on the back. I can also detach this if I want. It makes it more like a dozer, but what really makes it like a dozer is this blade. Now, it's not just the normal blade that you stick on the front of a skid steer. It actually mounts to the frame of the skid steer. It doesn't have as much motion as it would if it was a normal blade attached to the lifter here, or the boom, I guess. But I think this is, what do you call it? A six-way blade or something like that? I don't know, four-way blade, something like that. It can tilt back and forth, side to side, and angle side to side. So it's got all the crazy stuff to it. And then it also comes with this bucket here. So it essentially replaces our normal skid steer. It's just a heck of a lot bigger. And I'm just noticing this now. This house is crazy. Look at this property. Look at this. Got this massive driveway leading up to it. Just look how nice this place is. Dang. I want a house like this. You know what? This is probably the goal. After I make the $1 million, you know, I'm just gonna figure out a way to retire and just buy a place like this. This would honestly be pretty dang nice. Well, I just had a nice chat with a guy, paid him his $100,000, and actually, once we get a better mowing setup, which I know right now we're not really set up to do mowing because we sold most of that stuff, we're gonna come back here and mow his super overgrown lawn. Now, he said most lawn mowing companies, like around the city, because this is actually a good way out of the city, but most lawn mowing companies around here won't touch it because of how steep it is, which kind of surprised me because I'm like, yeah, I'll do this. I don't got a problem with that. So yeah, I guess we're coming back to do it once we have some proper equipment. And yeah, this thing is definitely gonna be way too heavy for this trailer. I'm gonna have to figure this out. So this is about as far as the blade can come up here. We should be able to make it work. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to lift this up. Oh boy, this is not ideal. We got it. Okay, I'm gonna have to detach this blade and then grab my bucket. Can't leave that behind. Imagine snow removal with this thing. Oh, I bet it could just push like a ridiculous amount. We'd have to switch out the metal tracks because this on any kind of concrete or pavement is gonna tear it right the heck up. So I'm gonna have to be careful with that in my shop, actually. Yeah, it's a lease shop. Who cares? I'm just kidding. I should probably be careful. Well, here's the deal. We are most definitely breaking some weight restrictions with this trailer, but screw it. We're gonna send it anyway. Hopefully my F550 can handle the job. Well, here goes nothing. Try not to send it over a cliff if I can help it. And I think we got it. That is such a big skid steer. It like dwarfs my well, I don't know about dwarfs, but it's the same size as my 550. And if we compare that to the little one at my shop, it'll probably be able to pick the entire thing up if I'm being honest. At any rate, the reason why we went with this is because it's so much, well, not so much cheaper, but it's a good bit cheaper than even buying a used D1, and this has way more versatility options. So all in all, it was just the smarter option in the end. In fact, I could sell my skid steer that I have right now, but I'd like to keep that around. I'm sure we're gonna need it eventually. So my shop is actually right up there to the left of us, but we're not headed there. We're actually headed to a job. I have a client who wants us to put in a bin pad so we can put some bins out by a field, and this is the perfect chance to test out my new dozer skid steer. That was kind of the thought I had. It's actually pretty close to where we put in a culvert not too long ago. All right, here we are. So this is the spot. We're actually going to be taking out a little chunk of his field because it's not quite ready to harvest, and he wants this in before harvest. Well, I guess if we're taking out a chunk of his field, we can probably just drive in it. Yeah, it'll be fine. So this corner right here is where he wants it. He just wants us to take just a little bit off the field here. Just kind of put a nice little pad in here for him to put 2 bins on, and that is it. So we're gonna take the ripper, rip up some of this ground, smooth it out, and then I'm gonna go get a load or 2 of gravel. We'll spread that, and that's basically it. Quick little 10 grand job. So I ain't gonna complain at that. 10 grand to do all that, and I get to test out my new skid steer. Win-win. So I'm not too sure how well these rippers are gonna work. We are actually gonna rip up this approach just a little bit because we're gonna try put some new gravel in it, and we'll see what this sucker can really do. Oh yeah, this thing's working great. Just rips right through this. Okay, I think that's about, we'll take the bin pad a little bit farther. He said honestly to make it bigger than we need to, so we should be able to handle that. Well, this pad's not gonna be terribly big here because we want to keep costs on gravel a little bit lower if we can help it. It should still do the job. Look how fast this thing can cruise while ripping through this ground. That is just nuts. Well, last little bit here, just finishing up to be able to smooth this out with the blade a little bit. We're not going to take down too much of how the grade is right now because the bins are actually going to be poured on pads, so they'll be able to be leveled out that way because we still want this to drain off naturally, and we don't want any big pools of water or anything like that. That would just not be a good time. I'm just going to drop my bucket here for now since we don't really need that, and we're going to grab the blade. There. Now we got this thing looking like a real dozer. Let's see if we can take some of this, smooth it out a little bit, and then I'm gonna have to go get some gravel. Oh yeah, and then here are the tilt functions here, if I can figure it out. Yeah, so you got side to side, get all sorts of stuff going this way and that way, and then you can kind of tilt it a little bit using the actual tilt of the skid steer. So yeah, pretty dang nice. Okay, so we got this pretty well leveled out, except for the kind of slope that goes down that way. We just want to leave that so the water drains nicely. And my buddy's going to come over here, pick me up. I'm going to go grab my dump truck, and we're going to go bring some rock in. This job should go pretty dang fast. Well, made it back to the shop here, drop this trailer, and we'll get going. Luckily, they just opened up a brand new quarry not too far from where we're doing the job, so it takes us about 10 minutes to get from the rock quarry down to the job. This job's not too far away from the shop either. Got a full load of gravel here. I don't know how many loads we're gonna need. Probably not too many. I'm not gonna spread this on crazy thick. I think I'm just gonna try dump this to bed. Oh boy, that's not ideal. That was not what I wanted to happen. That dumped out a lot faster than I thought it would. Okay, well, I guess we're gonna see how well the cat can push rock. I was gonna try spread it out the best I could and do as little work with the cat as we needed to, but turns out that came out way too fast and we're gonna have to do some work with the cat. Although this should be able to push stone like nothing. I would hope so at least. Oh yeah, we'll be able to get this done in no time. But note to self, next time I go to dump a load of rock here, I gotta move just a little bit faster. Luckily, this isn't like our old skid steer where we'd take about 20 years to deal with this. This spreads it out nice and quick. Look how even that's spreading that out too. In a lot of ways, I think this thing's better than a dozer. It moves a lot quicker. It's a lot smaller, so it's more agile, but it's still got the weight to it that makes it so it can push a good amount. Obviously, it's not gonna do everything a D1 can, but in a lot of ways, it's a lot better. And plus, we can pretty much put any skid steer attachment we want on this thing. Can't do that with a dozer. So this is about one load of gravel in here. I'm gonna say another 2 loads, and that should just about do it perfectly. We actually got a pretty good spread on this. We're putting it on a little bit thicker than I thought we would, but in the end, it's gonna be better because I guess he's gonna have trucks and stuff going in and out of here. So do it once, do it right. He just wanted to keep gravel costs down, but I talked to him a little bit and I said, unless you want me coming back out here to spread more gravel, I suggest we spread it just a little thicker because he thought we were only gonna need 2 loads of gravel. And I was like, after the first load, we're gonna need a lot more. Okay, I'm coming back in at a good rate of speed here. We're gonna try and dump this nice and fast. And stop it. Almost perfect. Almost. We got the last load of gravel in, everything's smoothed out. I'm just gonna load the case back up on the trailer here, and we should be out of here. Okay, note to self, if we put the blade on this way, we don't have a whole heck of a lot of extra room on here. Just barely gonna fit it. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna need a bigger trailer, because this just ain't gonna cut it. Well, I finally got everything back up to the shop here. Took a little bit of a trip around, but we got it all back here. Anyways, we got another job lined up here. I'm kind of getting job after job today. I didn't even book this one, but you know what? It's money. I ain't gonna turn it down. Anyways, we are gonna do a quick swap of skid steers here because this one is a little too overkill for the job we're gonna go do. It's cool and all, just a little bit too big, ever so slightly. I kind of want to put this thing in the shop, but I feel like if I do that, I'm gonna tear up the pavement a bunch. The concrete, I guess. So it's gonna stay outside here for now. Anyways, I got the small skid steer here, and we're gonna go deliver some mulch and get it spread for the customer. Mulch, wood chips, I guess not exactly the same thing, but it'll work. I'm just gonna load up the F550 dump truck here, get it filled up, and then I'll toss skid steer on this trailer and we can get going. Not sure how many scoops this is gonna take. I imagine a few. This bucket is pretty dang small. We kind of need a full load of this stuff here. Last bucket here, and this will be a full load. And I was right, it did take quite a few buckets. So the job we're going to is actually right down the road. I'm loving these jobs that are close to the shop. It makes my travel time a whole lot easier. And the job is actually right here. Actually, my old house is just down from these 3 houses. Nope, 4, sorry. Anyways, the guy that contracted me to do this job, he owns all 4 of these houses except the last one down at the end of the red one that I used to rent. Anyways, I guess he rents these ones out and he wants mulch put around all the trees. And then I guess from now on, we also have the mowing contract on it, which is really, really nice. So I actually just unhooked the trailer here and we're just gonna dump this all out. I'll make it a little bit easier. Yeah, we'll just put it on the road here. Try not to block it off entirely if I can help it, and that'll work. Dang it, train's going by. Well, this time we're not trying to cross. We'll just dump a bucket by every one of these trees here, or maybe 2 buckets. Yeah, probably 2 buckets, and then we'll go around with a rake, spread it all out, and that is another job done. So this job is gonna take a little while. Yeah, maybe a bucket and a half should do it. I think there's about 2 trees per property here, so 4 properties to do, not too bad. There we go, another job done. Back to the shop. That was a quick and easy 2 grand. Should get paid from that and the other job later on today. So that'll be 12 grand in total so far today, and we're not done just yet. So I'm back in the dump truck yet again today, and it looks like my neighbor ended up taking the dumpster truck out, so he's working, he's making money. Therefore, I'm making money. It's a good day. Anyways, I got the excavator on here because we're doing a not not so little job of clearing out some land for a guy not too far down the road. Again, loving all these jobs right down the road. Only reason I got the dump truck is because it's the only thing that I could actually tow this excavator with, so. Oh, no cop, no stop. Anyways, only thing I can tow the excavator with, so we're not even doing any material hauling. So right now I'm on something that shouldn't even be considered a road down to the job site here. We're actually meeting the guy out here. I guess he wants a good chunk of trees between this field right here and then the field on the right. I guess he wants to open this all up, so pretty straightforward, pretty simple. We chop down some trees, excavator moves them out of the way, and that's pretty much it. Now it's actually coming towards the end of the day here, so I don't think we're gonna get it all done today, but I think we're gonna be charging around 10 grand for this job here. So by the time we get this done, it'll be going into the next day, but we'll be 22 grand for the day. That's pretty dang good. We got some tree chopping action going on here, just trying to get this all ready to go for when we grab the excavator. The client, he's a friend of a friend. Unfortunately, he's watching me do my work. Oh boy, that tree almost landed on us. That's not good. Anyways, he's watching us do our work. Normally, I don't like when a client sits around and, you know, watches me work, but it is what it is. He's kind of telling me how far back he wants to go, so it's up to him, I suppose. Excavator unloaded. Let's go swing some trees around. This is where it gets fun. Except this excavator is so ridiculously slow, it's not even funny. I guess all excavators are to a certain degree. It's a good thing I bought one with a thumb. I did ask him if he wanted me to chip up the trees for him. Unfortunately, he did not want that, so we're just gonna toss him off to the side. I guess he's gonna have a big brush pile fire or something like that. That works for me. And for everyone that's gonna tell me, well, you should have just pushed him down with the excavator, you could have got the stumps and everything. Well, you can't do that in farm sim, so I gotta do it this way. Well, it is the next day here, and we have gotten paid from those jobs, so 10,000 and 2,000, that brings us up to $195,000. Anyways, we got a good portion of the brush we wanted to cleared out yesterday. We worked decently late into the night. There is the mega pile of brush we got going, but we got a few more things to clean up, and we should be out of here. Anyways, this brush pile is not getting burnt for a long time until it's, well, I guess no longer green, which is gonna take a while, but this is looking pretty dang good if I do say so myself. John Deere has definitely been putting in some work. And that is it. That is all. Another 10 grand in the bank account. Job's finished. And I am up to $250,000. Or $205,000. Not 250, not quite. Maybe soon. If we keep this pace up at least. Oh boy, I almost went off the edge of that. That wouldn't have been good. Now, property a few days ago came up for auction. I've been bidding on it, and I finally won it at $100,000 exactly, which is, you know, a lot of money, but I think it's going to be worth it. At any rate, that puts us at $105,000, which is not terrible. We can work with that. We still got some debt paid off. And of course, at the end of this year, our goal is to make $1 million. Now, we're still about, well, not including the debt, $900,000 away from that. But this new property that I have just purchased might help us out with that quite a bit. So the property was originally abandoned. It was put up for auction by the city. I managed to scoop it up. It is in town where our car wash used to be, kind of near that, not too far away from there. And it has some stuff on it. I was not able to see everything in the pictures, and I've driven by it a couple times here, but haven't really taken too close of a look at it. Anyways, it is now mine, so we're gonna run down there, check it out, and I'm thinking some of the equipment we have could be put to use in cleaning this whole old property up, because it's full of a lot of junk. All right, I think it's right up here to the right of us. This is it. So it's a pretty decent chunk of property. $100,000 is a bit much, but here's the thing. With where it is in town, property around here goes for a lot of money. And there is a lot of junk here, like a lot. These gates still open up? Oh yeah, we're good. Man, this old fence, this is all gonna have to come out. This is all junk. Now, before we explore the property, let me give a little idea to my plans here. So our property goes a good bit past this fence and a good bit back, not too much, but just enough. Anyway, here's what I'm thinking. I'm gonna clear out the entirety of this property, get all the junk out of here, remove a bunch of trees, develop this land into about 3 separate lots. Now, after all that, I'd like to take each one of those lots and build a house on each one of them and a backyard. And then I'm hoping, if I have enough money to finish all that, we should be making a couple $100,000 from each one of those lots. And that will put us, with any luck, over $1 million. But that's, of course, not guaranteed. And, well, I only have $100,000 at the moment. So there's no way in heck I'm going to be able to build 3 separate lots with that type of money. So we're going to have to make some more. And I'm thinking the way we're going to recoup some of that cost is, well, getting rid of a lot of this junk. And there's a lot here, but I better move my truck out of the way here. It's kind of blocking the road. I don't even know if I can get through this gate. This gate looks pretty dang small. I take a few turns here. Oh, don't want to smack the truck. Got it. There we go. Okay, so there's a lot of just scrap wood, a lot of just useless crap. Looks like an old RV. Not sure the whole story on this property. All I know it was like abandoned, and the city pretty much took it over from there, and they haven't done anything with it, so they just put it up for auction. But yeah, it looks like just a lot of junk here. There is a couple pieces of equipment. Looks like an old quad bike of sorts. I'm not really sure what this thing is. Looks like some home built type deal. Not really sure about that. John Deere garden tractor. This is actually useful to us. It's a 445 John Deere garden tractor. Looks like I think it's a diesel. Got some pallet forks on the back, a bucket. It's been sitting for a while, you can definitely tell that. Second gen Dodge. This is cool. It's rusted to crap though. Oh man, we got trees growing all in here and everything. Yeah, this second gen looks a little worse for wear. But I seen in the corner there, is that an old, I want to say Fiat? Is that a Fiat dozer? Not sure if I'm saying that right. Yeah, it is. Son of a gun. This thing actually looks in decent condition. Got a log trailer, quite a few logs here. Dang. Now there is one other little tidbit information I know about this whole property here is the guy used to sell firewood. So I'm guessing this is kind of part of his little business here. Looks like he's got some pallets. Anything in here? Oh, there's a whole skid steer in here. Is that a Massey Ferguson? It is. Huh. Well, that's pretty cool. It actually looks in really good condition, like it was at least restored once. You can tell by the paint. Looks like a rattle can paint job, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Is there anything else I'm missing around here? No, I don't think so. But yeah, a few pieces of equipment. This is definitely stuff I can use or get rid of. I'm not too sure. I think the wood chipper we have is gonna come in great use for this. This looks like sand. There's a bunch of sand out here. I don't know. I probably try to sell this stuff. I know sand goes for quite a lot of money, especially since the lake isn't too far away from here. People are always trying to put in new beaches and stuff, and this could probably sell for a good amount of money. But yeah, there's just really a bunch of junk here. All of it's kind of all rusted out and not really worth saving, at least all the buildings and stuff. This RV's got to go. Everything's got to get cleaned up and torn out of here, including the fence. Yeah, a lot of it's got to go. But I think this property has a lot of potential. If not, we could even put maybe 4 lots in here. We squeeze 4 lots in here? Maybe if I extend it out just enough, I might be able to do that. Oh, what's this? Oh, it's an outhouse. Oh, I don't even want to go in there. No, I'm good. I'll pass on that. Okay. So there's a few things we can try to do here. That's for sure. Anyways, I think we're going to run back to the shop real quick, grab some equipment so we can start cleaning this place out because, well, time is money here and we ain't got all summer. It's also supposed to rain later today, so I want to see how much work I can get done before that. Okay, big project here. What to grab? I think I'm going to call my buddy who's been running my dumpster business for the past little while. He's brought in a little bit of money, but it's all kind of went to him because he's been doing all the work. But I think I'm going to give him a call, see if he can bring some of the dumpsters down to the site for us, and we can load up a lot of the junk, get that out of there. Did I buy a brush cutter? I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, I did. It's right here. Okay, I got to move this whole setup out of the way because we're going to need that brush cutter to clean up that property a little bit. I also think I'm going to have to bring the whole wood chipper setup out there too because there's a lot of trees that need gone. Okay, so I have managed to acquire all the necessary attachments we're going to be needing for this job. Got skid steer all loaded up, ready to go. I got my wood chipper out of the shed. Is this going to close for me? Hold on. Let's see if I can get it. Oh, it doesn't want to go. Oh, there we go. Got it. And then I think once we get a chance, we're going to run back to the shop here. We'll grab the F450 and the wood chipper. We're going to get some dumpsters brought out, and this should be pretty simple. I mean, that's what I always say, and then it turns out to not be, but we're going to try our best to keep it decently simple. It's most likely not going to go that way, though. It never does. Well, it has taken a few hours here, but we have finally gotten all the equipment situated and pretty much ready to go. We got some dumpsters, wood chipper, skid steers, dump truck. We're set to go here. Now, I'm thinking one of the first things I want to do is try get this sand pile out of here. That way that can be gone and we can actually get back here and get into all this. And then I think we're going to try take care of a lot of the trees and some of the equipment, a lot of the junk. Just kind of get it all out of here. Now, it's going to take a few days for sure, but should be worth it. Okay, so we got one of the dumpsters moved over here. It'd probably be better to use the dump truck itself, but these dumpsters also can carry quite a bit, so shouldn't be too bad. I'm not sure how many loads this is gonna take. We have about, I don't know, 5 dumpsters on standby if we need, so we should be all right. But for now, my main goal is just getting as much of this sand out of here as we can. Should have brought the dang case skid steer over here. It would have been way faster, although this still works, I guess. Well, that's dumpster number 1, and we got about I wouldn't even say a quarter of the pile gone here, but yeah, it's gonna take a little bit. But over the next couple of days, we got all the sand cleared out, and eventually we got around to removing all the junk, which there was a lot more than I expected. But a few dumpster loads full of junk later, and we had finally gotten the property fairly clean. However, there was still a few things left. The remaining stacks of wood and metal, the equipment on the property, this big massive motorhome that I had yet to sell, and a few of the sheds. But with a lot of junk out of the way, we were finally able to get around to seeing if any of this stuff actually ran or was worth keeping. And sure enough, with the new battery and some work around the engine, the Cummins fired right up, along with the mini lawn tractor and this interesting little quad as well. And after selling the last of the junk that was left on the property, we had made an extra $15,000, which all things considered, I was gonna take that as a win. However, we still had one more problem: trees, and they were everywhere. But lucky enough for me, I had the right tool for the job. So we got to chipping up all the small brush and trees, which by the time we were finished, got the property looking a million times better. However, we still had a lot of the big logs, and I wasn't too sure what to do with those yet, so we left them for the time being. Well, it has been a crazy couple of days here, but the property has took a dramatic turn for the better here. We got all the junk out, a lot of the trees. There's still a few little things around here that I'd like to clean up, but a lot of what's just left is the sheds and the fence, which all of course has to go. There's still a few little trees we're gonna get rid of here eventually once we clean the fence out, but for now, they'll be fine. And it did almost fill up the truck. That's gonna have to be emptied too. But I am thinking we're gonna get the excavator and dump truck out here to take down these sheds. We should be able to get rid of most of it. Although this metal shed I'm gonna try sell, see if we can get rid of it. But this rest of the stuff here, it's just all junk. Actually, with the excavator, it'll probably be easier to tear out this fence too. So I'm gonna try to do all that. But yeah, this shed here, this lean-to is completely rotted out. Same with this other one, it's just done. But there is this old little dozer here and the trailer and the little skid steer there. I want to try to get these running here real quick. All right, I've been messing around with this for about the last hour. It wasn't getting fuel for some reason and found out it was a clogged line. So I got that changed. I got a new battery in it. We'll see if she fires up. There she goes. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's having trouble idling. It probably still needs some work, but we're gonna try to move it. Oh, this thing cruises. Look at this. We're moving. Oh, this thing is sweet. Oh, it's even got a PTO in the back. I didn't even realize that. Oh man, this thing's cool. I don't know if I'm gonna keep this thing because I don't really have a use for it, but I mean, hey, fun to drive. I think you can get blades for these. A lot of people just use them as normal tractors, but a blade is an option. There's not a blade around here. I already checked. I wish there was. I think we're gonna try for this old skid steer. It's been in storage, so undercover, it should be a lot easier to start. Okay, there was no mouse nests in the air filter. Thank goodness. I got a booster pack on the battery. Let's see if she'll go. Oh man, come on. Yeah, all right, old Massey Ferguson, still got it. Look how in good condition this thing is. Of course, it's been repainted, but dang, this thing's ready to go. So yeah, I don't think this property was abandoned for too long. I mean, maybe a year tops, something like that. Maybe two, I don't know. But this is all turning out pretty dang good, better than I expected. All right, so it's the next day here. I got the excavator and dump truck all fueled up, ready to go. We're gonna see if we can go tear down some sheds today. This should be a good time. We already got some dumpsters out there, so we're gonna try get what we can into those, and then what's ever left, we're just gonna put it in the back of the dump truck and take it on to the dump there. Although this thing needs a wash, I might have to stop by the car wash I used to own. It should be big enough to get this in here. I was gonna wash it in my own shop because I got a pressure washer there, but this thing's pretty dang full of mud since the last job we did with it, so maybe we'll just take it to a car wash. That's a mess they can clean up. Well, I'm back at the property here, and small issue, very small, very tiny issue here. There is no way in heck I'm gonna be able to make it through this gate. That's why the fence is coming out. But for now, until I can air out the fence, which is going to be kind of a day job in itself, we're just going to try get the excavator in through there, and then eventually we'll detach the trailer and try get the dump truck through there, which we should be able to do. For now, my main objective is just to get these buildings tore down. And I think I got a guy coming for that metal building there. It kind of just all comes apart, so should be able to get rid of it pretty dang easily. Let's just see if we can squeeze on through here. Come on now. Yeah, we got it. We're good to go. Well, it's the next day here, and I just went and grabbed myself some breakfast, but would you look at the property now? Everything other than the fence is all gone. I can't believe how good it looks now. Well, there's still all the logs there, but we'll deal with that later. Anyways, I got rid of all this stuff yesterday. It went really well, actually. Got it all hauled away. All that's left is just this long grass to take care of. I'm actually not sure if we're gonna do this right today, because I'd like to get the the logs out of here and the rest of the fence. Yeah, maybe we'll get the fence out of here because there's still a few more trees I want to clean out. I guess there's no sense mowing all this still. It's all gone out of here. Now, I had a contractor stop by here the other day. I had to talk with my bank and all that because, well, I only got $120,000 right now, and I ain't gonna be able to afford to build 4 full, like, houses with backyards. So we're gonna have to take out a loan for that. And basically with everything, with the debt we have right now and the debt we're gonna incur from building these houses, it's gonna put our full debt at about $500,000. So we already have the loan set up. Everything's ready to go. So once we start building these houses, we'll officially be $500,000 in debt. $500,000 in debt. That's no small amount. But if we get everything done here in a timely fashion, we should be able to sell these houses for a lot of money. That's the hope anyway. But I've got someone coming in to survey the land for us real quick, tell us where we need to move land to, kind of flatten out what we need to flatten out or build up what we need to build up. And we should be able to go from there. And I think we're going to extend the property just a little bit because our property line goes a little bit back here, and any extra space we can have is awesome. That makes things a lot easier for us. Oh man, he's ripping in. Lower down there, bud. He's ripping donuts in my parking lot. What the heck? Man, that's a sweet truck.
Yeah, she boogies.
Well, things look a little bit different since the last time we were in business together.
Oh yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Well, not all the equipment's here. It's actually at a site not too far away. So we're gonna rip out there.
Okay, sounds good.
I guess we'll take my truck, and we actually have to go pick up a truck for you because I don't want you putting your little Chevy there to work. I can't imagine it'll last too long.
Oh, that thing will be broken in a day.
Oh, most likely. So this is the site we're pulling up on here.
She's not too bad.
Yeah, just an old kind of abandoned property. There was a bunch of buildings, bunch of other stuff. Kind of tore it all out, and now we're planning to build a couple houses up here. So Colton's got a couple weeks off of his other business there. So he decided to come out here and help me with this property and any other projects I might want to do over the next couple weeks. Anyways, this is one of the trucks that came with the property here, and I figured instead of you using your Duramax, we'll take this one, load it up, bring it back to the shop, spend a day or so fixing it back up. That way you have something to use while you're here.
Oh yeah, I'll drive this old thing.
Oh yeah. No, she's a little bit rusty, but I think we might take the boggers off. I don't think that'll be the smoothest ride down the highway.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, Colton, you want to grab those ramps?
Yep.
How am I looking?
Keep coming straight. Keep coming. Keep coming. A little more. Ah, right there is good.
Perfect. All right, well, we'll take that up to the shop there in a minute, but there's a few things we kind of got to do. So we got to tear out this old fence. As you can see, it's, well, seen some better days.
Yeah, it looks a little old.
Yeah, it's getting up there. So we got to tear that out, and I think we're also going to try take down the lawn on this because it's getting really tall, and I want to do that before we come in here with the dozer, get everything smoothed out. We've already had the land surveyed, so that's good to go. And then it's just a bunch of digging and getting utilities in here, all that good stuff. We actually got to take some trees out in the back as well, and then we got to get these trees out of here as well. So yeah, it's going to be busy. So it is the next day here, and me and Colton spent all of last night and this morning getting the second gen all ready to go again. Did some tuning up work on the motor, and well, put some gangster wheels on a farm truck. That's about what we did. I don't know, Colton, you approve?
Oh yeah, she's good enough.
So you remember that old red Ford that I had, that Lumba Duty?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so it got totaled. I think I told you about that. Anyway, yeah, so it got totaled, got T-boned. Anyways, these are the wheels off of it. So we got some adapters and made them work. I mean, they're not ideal for towing, but they're better than the boggers.
That'll be good enough.
Okay, so I'm going to get you to go and grab that dump trailer that's just sitting outside the shop there, and I'm going to load up that skid steer there. This is a step up from the old Bobcat we used to have, hey?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Costs about, I could probably buy 5 Bobcats with the price of this thing. Hey, Colton, you trying to race?
This thing might beat you.
Oh, I don't know about that one. Oh, he's gaining on me. He's gaining on me. Oh, there's a car coming. There's a car coming. You better step back. Oh, shoot. I had to slow down for you. Yeah, you might have passed me there if you kept going. All right, back here at the site, and we got way too much to do today. This is going to be one action-packed day, that's for sure. All right, Colton, you just want to pull right into the site with that dump trailer if you can?
Yep.
All right, Colton, grab a skid steer. See what you can do with that one.
All right.
Yeah, hey, you kind of have to get out of my way here. You daydreaming again?
You're in my way.
You're in my way. Dude, I'll run you over with this thing. Yeah, we found that little Massey on the property when we bought it. It kind of runs. I don't know if it's going to be able to pick up a log, but you can sure as heck try. You got one?
Oh, yeah.
You might have to chop that one up so you can fit it in the dump trailer there. Aw, dang, this one's so close. I almost didn't have to cut it. Oh, hold on. We might be okay. Oh, we're good. Hey, Hey, get a move on. You got 2 of them. Hey, settle down. Oh, I ain't gonna get so lucky with this one. You know what? That Massey, I think, has a higher lifting than my skid steer here. Kind of ridiculous. You sure the Massey's got that one, bud?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shoot. I think we might be overloading that trailer just a tad. Yeah, that might be all we can get on there, actually. Dang, it was so close to being full, though, with all the logs. And you know what? If we reposition something, I think we can make it work. Okay, we repositioned some stuff. We're going to try for the last log here. It's going to be a little sketchy, especially since my skid steer can't really lift it. Hey, Colton, I'm going to need a hand lifting this, bud.
Come on, she can do it.
Nope, she can't. All right, lift with me. Yeah, keep going, Yeah, that's good. Oh, easy now. Oh, crap. Oh, man, this is a recipe for disaster. Okay, put your side down a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, let it go. I got it. This is such a mess. Okay, it's on there, and we just got to go pick up all the other ones we threw off. They doubted us. They said it couldn't be done. I don't know who they is, but we did it. Oh, Colton, your new 2nd gen is not loving this.
Oh, probably not.
Okay, well, I'm going to go take this into the lumber yard here. You want to grab the excavator and start tearing out these fence poles here?
Yep.
Yeah, just load them into the back of the dump truck there. You should be able to get over half of them at least. You sure you know how to operate that excavator?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how confident that was. Well, don't break it while I'm gone. So I'm just on my way back from the lumberyard here. We made $9,934, so just under 10 grand for all that lumber, which I will take. I guess it wasn't lumber, it was just wood, but I'll take it. Anyways, it was a long drive there, so I'm guessing Colton's mostly done with the fence. I'd hope so. Probably on his lunch break. It is lunch exactly right now, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's on his lunch break. Well, dang. Look at that. Almost all gone. Well, you on your lunch break, Colton?
Oh, you know it.
Of course, right as 12 o'clock rolls around, all work stops.
12 o'clock, I eat my lunch.
Hey, but at least you got the gate out. At least we can actually get in and out of here now. I guess you already took a load of posts to the dump there, because that looks empty. All right, well, let's break for lunch quick, and we'll get the rest of this out of here, and then we can get to mowing all this down.
Sounds good to me, man.
So it is just about the end of the day here, and we are loading up the last piece of equipment from the property here, which I hope it fits. I don't think we're gonna get this to fit, hey?
She might just
No,
make it.
no, it ain't gonna go. All right, back it off of there. I'll take the skid steer off. All right, trailer should be clear now. Anyways, we have gotten everything off of this property, cleaned up some more trees. Now it's all left to... Really, Colton?
I'm sorry.
We're supposed to go trade this thing in, man. I haven't even explained it to the viewers yet, and you're crashing it. It's a little old tractor. It'll be fine. Anyways, property's pretty much good to go. All that's left to do is mow it and then level it all. And as for the equipment, as I was saying before, Colton did what he did. We worked out a trade for all of this stuff here, including the skid steer for a tractor and a mower, plus $30,000 cash, because this is one big old tractor, for me at least. So, since we can't actually load everything on here, well, I guess Colton, grab the dump truck there, the small one, and we'll load this skid steer up. There we go. That's the last of it. The remainder of the property about to get turned into homes. Finally, actually make some return on my investment. Well, a bunch of old equipment and a $30,000 cash investment later, and we have secured ourselves a semi-new tractor and mower, and a big batwing mower at that. This is going to let us do lots of commercial jobs along with really big lawns, because there's a lot of mansion properties out here that have seriously big lawns, and you can't just do them with a regular old zero turn. So this should allow us to do some of those jobs, make a lot more money. I'm just pulling back up to the site here, but it looks like Colton's already going. And he's got the truck and trailer right in the way where we're supposed to be mowing, and he just backed into it. Colton!
I couldn't see it.
Couldn't see it. Okay, got it. Maybe next time I'm backing up my dump truck, I won't see your nice new Duramax.
Hey, now.
Check out my new tractor. Well, new to me. It's tinted darker than any truck here. Look at this. We're just cruising along here. Oh, this is perfect. I think Colton see me pull up with the Batwing, and he kind of just gave up because he's just sitting there in the skid steer right now. Guy's probably on his phone. Hey, Colton, put yourself to use and at least move the truck that you put right in the way of where I'm trying to mow.
I can do that for you.
Thank you.
We'll just use the neighbor's lawn.
Yeah, I'm sure they won't mind. I also should mention the reason why I got this whole setup so cheap is because this tractor is extremely high hours, but it was mostly just doing mowing, so not too worried about it. But that's why we scored this deal for so cheap, and I was very ready to jump on it because I've been searching for a good deal for something set up like this for quite a while. Well, that is the lawn right there, completely demolished. There is nothing there anymore. Now we're going to take that cat minotaur there, completely level all this, which won't take much. And I think Colton's going to load up everything else around here while I'm trying to do that. We haven't really gotten to use this thing on any big jobs, just spreading out some gravel. That's pretty much it. So kind of excited to see how it does on this. Got this nice auto grading feature, so it should help out quite a bit. Well, that actually did not take as long as I expected. The lot is finished and ready to go for utilities, and then the builders are going to come in here, concrete, all sorts of good stuff. Basically what we're thinking is shop houses, or basically essentially a 2-story house, except it's got a shop at the bottom and then a house on top. So kind of similar to what me and Colton had back at our last business there, which it was really nice. So we've been approved by the city for 4 of them on this lot, but I think we might do 3 because I'd like to have some pretty sizable backyards with a wraparound kind of back alley so you can get into the backyards real nice and easy. And then I'm kind of thinking a back alley wrapped all the way around this entire lot for the backyards with gates. So when they hire us to mow them, well, we're going to be able to get it in there real nice and easily. Won't have to, you know, do them with push mowers because they're going to be pretty sizable backyards. But I'd really like to know Colton's train of thought here. Colton, why'd you load up the skid steer on this right here?
I honestly don't really know. I was just kind of loading stuff up.
I suppose you could have loaded it on this trailer, but oh well, it'll be fine. I guess we still have the tractor we'll have to come back here and pick up, but it's going to be a while for the builders to get this all done, but it's going to be a good real estate investment and should make me a lot of money and get me way closer to my $1 million goal. That's the hope anyway. Today is our very last day at this shop. Now, something you might notice is most of our equipment is gone. In fact, we only have a few pieces left compared to what we did have. And heck, there's nothing out here but a pile of wood chips. That is because I have sold all 3 businesses and a couple other pieces of equipment because I got an offer I could not refuse, which I did accept and has just went into our bank account for $650,000, bringing our total money to $750,000, which I could not be more happy with. We have almost doubled our money with how much we bought those original businesses for and then turned around and flipped them for. Now, the main reason I did that is because I just can't keep up with doing all of those businesses and my current other projects. So the reason why this is our last day in this shop is because I have went and purchased another property for $300,000 and we'll be going to take a look at that shortly. But we have something else on the way that, well, we frankly need around here because none of our other trucks are going to tow this trailer. Anyways, in the meantime here, while we're waiting for that to show up, I have got to go around the shop, gather up the last of our stuff so we can actually get moved. And we don't actually have a whole lot left. It's just getting all the equipment loaded up and selling our camper because we're no longer going to be needing that. Which, thank goodness, because I'm kind of sick of living in this thing, to be honest. Well, it's been a little bit here, and I think I just heard our new truck pull up. Oh boy, this is going to be sweet. Look at that. Oh man, I've been waiting for one of these. So this is a Kenworth T800. It is used, but it is painted red, which is, of course, my favorite color here at the business. And it has got this big dump bed on it, which is going to be perfect. It's a lot bigger than our older dump trucks, which I did sell. It can tow a lot better, and it's got a heck of a lot more power. So in total, I've won this truck at auction for $150,000, which brings us to $600,000, but I am completely okay with that. This truck will be well worth the money. And I guess the best way to test out our brand new rig, well, new to us, is to put it, well, right to work. Although I do have to move a skid steer before I can even get in there. All right, hook up our trailer. We'll get this pulled out of here. I think we're going to toss the excavator on here first, but I'm not sure if we can fit anything else on, so we may have to take a couple loads. Also, I do apologize if my voice sounds a little bit weird. I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. Another thing you may have noticed is Colton's not here right now. He is gone. I'm not sure if he's going to be coming back this year just yet. He just kind of stopped in for a little bit, helped me out with that one project there, but who knows? He might be back. All right, excavator's all loaded up, strapped down, or chained down, I guess I should say. So that's ready for transport here. I am gonna try and load up the other skid steer in this trailer, this dump trailer here. I've done it before, but it's a bit difficult, so I might just pull this up to the little berm that we have. But I'm not gonna lie, it will be really, really nice not to have to deal with the landlord and have my own property for once, which my landlord's not that bad, but kind of makes it hard when you want to make alterations to the property and you don't know if you're going to stay or go. Also, I did almost buy a semi and a semi-trailer, but I was thinking in the end, a dump truck with the capability to tow like that, honestly way better in the end. And maybe at some point I'll get a semi, but for now I think we'll be all right. Man, this old second gen's pretty rusted out, and it's all dented and, well, among many other things. But it still tows good. That's all that matters. And now I gotta deal with this entire rack of implements here, or attachments for the skid steer. This is gonna be fun. I'm also gonna try load the Minotaur on there. I don't know if it's all gonna fit, but we're gonna give it a try. Well, son of a gun, I think we might have done it. It ain't perfect, but that'll work. It's good enough for me. This trailer is gonna be so overloaded, it's not even funny, but the house isn't too far away from here, so we should be all right. I have a feeling the DOT officer might disagree though. Okay, so all that's left to load up on a trailer is this tractor here and the mower, which I think we're just gonna unload the excavator at the new house and just come back for this, because that's kind of the only thing that actually will work to tow this. Oh crap. There's the bucket. Well, I guess gotta unload a skid steer and get it back on there. Well, we did it. This is the bucket for the case Minotaur there, so it's very big. It doesn't exactly fit that well. So it's kind of at an angle, but yeah, we'll roll with it. So I got a buddy that's going to be helping me out with this move here. So he's going to come back here, grab the semi, and then his other buddy is going to drive us back here so we can grab the rest. We might actually just drive the tractor and mower over there since it's not that far of a drive, but the rest of the things, probably just easier to load them on a trailer. I feel bad for this truck. The poor F550, it is so overloaded right now. I think it's got it though. But man, wait until you guys see this new property. It's not very big, and the shop is a lot smaller, but it is at least mine, and it should work just perfect for what we need. I will say the living situation will definitely be better though. Better than that dang camper. All right, here we are. This is the pull-in. We got a big old driveway all the way up to the top. And I just ran the truck out of fuel. You have got to be kidding me. Out of all the places I could have ran out of fuel, this is where I ran out of fuel. I knew I should have stopped. See, the fuel gauge in this truck does not work the greatest. So, yeah. Dang. Okay, well, at any rate, at least I got most of this off the road. I guess we'll just walk the rest of the way up until I get the fuel back here. And speaking of fuel, this new property has a fuel tank. And a big one at that. So this is it right here. Pretty decent shop. Nothing too big, nothing too small. Should be able to fit most of our equipment in there, I hope. If not, we got plenty of space to park it outside. And then the house, which we'll get to later. Well, buddy finally made it here with the semi. We got a jerry can, got some diesel back in the truck here. And we're now finally able to bring this thing all the way up to the top, which we're just gonna park this right here for now. We'll get all the equipment and stuff organized later on. Our priority is just getting it all here. Made it back to the shop once again. Well, the old shop, that is. We're gonna see if the old second gen can rip all the way there. This thing at least has fuel. Surprisingly enough, the fuel gauge works in this, but not my nice Super Duty. Go figure. My buddy's also going to trail back with the tractor there. That way we get that back to the house. And then I've got a guy coming to look at that camper. So it should be gone. And that will be the last of it. So it has been a couple hours here. We finally got everything back. We got that camper sold, which was an extra $6 grand in our account, which I can't remember if that's more than we paid for it or not. At any rate, it's sold. It's gone. And that is everything out of there. I don't have to pay rent anymore. I don't got to do anything. The nice part was that dumpster business that was running was paying my rent for quite a while. And before that was the car wash. So ultimately, I haven't really had to have a ton of money come out of my account for rent. But now I have my own property. And with that, we've got a pretty decent shop. Now this shop is far from what our old one was, which I'm fine with. I don't know though if I can pull the entire semi and trailer in here. I do want to try though. Semi, I should say dump truck. We are going to give that a try real quick, which I'm going to guess, yeah, that's actually not happening. So never mind. We're not going to give that a try. Now with the property, we actually got a couple other things. This side-by-side, it's a 2021 Commander XT. Nice for around here. Got a little dump bed on it. And then this absolute monstrosity of a mower. I didn't even know these existed like this specifically, which I did sell the one John Deere mower that we did have because I was trying to clean out the amount of junk we had before then, and I knew this property was going to come with a mower, so I was okay with it. Now on top of all this shop space between these two deals here, if we go around back here, looks like the path has grown over a little bit, but that's fine. There is a nice little lounge area with a whole computer, a couple couches. I think in here is a bathroom and a shower, even better. And then another little door that just goes straight into the shop. So all in all, a pretty sweet setup. And then of course the big old fuel tank, which we'll definitely put to use. So a few hours of organizing and moving stuff around later, and we have got pretty much all of the main stuff in the shop here, minus the tractor and mower, which I think we could squeeze in here too if we wanted to. Yeah, we definitely could. But it can sit outside. We've got to do some maintenance on the excavator, which we do have a lot of tools here, which came with the place, so that's a plus. And then we also got both the skid steers in here, and then all the attachments just around the back because we don't have a attachment rack here to put those all up on, which I actually could get put in right here, but it would take up a lot of space and it's just not really worth it. And then we just put all the trailers right along here, and then all the trucks just on the other side of the building. Eventually, I'd like to build a garage, like a little 2-car garage right next to the house, and then we can just put some of the other stuff in there, and then at least 2 skid steers, or maybe a pickup truck or something like that can go in here. Now, I still have to get all moved into the house here, but the house is a big improvement from the camper. It's not too done up, but it's simple, it's nice, and I don't have to push a button for a nice slide out so I can have a living room. The backyard is pretty cool too. It has this big rock wall here kind of, and I am thinking that I'd like some sort of like a patio back here or something. So while I don't have any jobs, that might be the next project. Well boys, it has been a few days here at the new property. I am absolutely loving it. We've just been working on equipment while we've got no jobs, and I've got some free time today, and yeah, the backyard needs to be redone. I was cooking on this little barbecue and it pretty much went out on me, so yeah, this thing's a hunk of junk. So it's time I fix that. Now, first things first here, we got to grab the skid steer. It's already got the smooth bucket on it, so we're good to go there. And I am just gonna strip down this backyard, make it all nice and level, get all the grass out of here, and we're gonna make a nice little patio area. All right, so I took the last couple hours here, got this all nice and smoothed down, cleaned up by the rocks, got all that nice. And speaking of rocks, we're gonna go get some gravel, which the F550 should do the trick. I think we'll be able to get just enough in there to do the project. Just ripping back here from the quarry, I got everything we're gonna be needing for this little project here. I guess we'll just dump it out right kind of out here. I don't want to put it on the grass because then that's a pain and you're shooting rocks all over when you're trying to mow the lawn. Better just to put it right on the gravel. That should do it. Now I'm just gonna take the skid steer here and we're just gonna lay it on back there. Kind of nice that I got a small little skid steer. Helps I can get in the backyard nice and easy. Spread that out here real perfect. Yeah, it's not perfect, but we'll get it that way eventually. Well, there you go. Would you look at that? Now all that's left is I gotta go get some of the stuff I need from town there, which won't be cheap, but should be worth it. It'll be a nice addition to the house. Well, I think it is safe to say that my back patio is now done. We got rid of that hunk of junk barbecue, and I put myself in this nice little outdoor cook station, which should work a lot better. Got some chairs, a table, fire pit, some more chairs that kind of match the style of the log cabin. Nice little rack for firewood here, and then even a swing set. Saw this one, looked like it really would match the place, so I went ahead and got it. Kind of cool. This whole project only cost me about $3 grand, which was nice, and we even got a fire going in here now. But unfortunately, I'm not going to have much time to enjoy this because as of next week, we got a ton of different projects on the board, so we're going to get busy again. And the first job we have on the board for today is tearing out an old driveway, which lucky enough for me, I just bought this brand new to me dump truck here, which should help out with the job. And then we have a couple other jobs lined up after that. But in the meantime, if you guys have been following the series, you'll remember that I bought an old abandoned property and completely cleaned it out, and I'm gonna build a bunch of houses on it. Now the builders have been down there for the last week getting everything done and getting the foundations laid and everything, so we should be seeing some progress there pretty quick. And my goal before the end of the year is to get those built and get them sold. That way we can reach our goal of making $1 million. But since it is coming to the end of the summer, we don't have a whole lot of time, but the builders are going to work fast, so hopefully we'll just be able to squeeze it out before the end of the year. Alright, so since our other skid steer is a little bit small for this job, we're going to be using the Case Minotaur, but before we hook up the attachments we're going to need for this, I have to take off the blade because that is not going to work to pick up an old driveway. All right, that works. So the driveway is already barely broken up, so I'm thinking with just this tool right here, this little grapple, we should be able to just loosen up the rest of it, no problem. And actually, there's one thing I want to check first before I load this up onto the trailer. I think we'll be okay, but I'm not sure. I want to see if we're gonna be able to dump into this. Oh yeah, easy. Okay, this is why I bought this thing. Makes work like this just So simple. The other skid steer probably wouldn't be able to do that. Along with the grapple, we're also going to grab our smooth bucket here, just in case. And I am thinking that should be about all we need for this job. Hold up our ramps, and we'll get the heck out of here. Not before I shut the garage door, though. I don't need anything stolen. My only complaint about this new yard is we just don't have enough turning room here. Maybe one of these days I'll clean out some more of these trees and we'll have just a bit more turning room. I mean, it does work. Just more turning room would be ideal. You know, some days I think this train just waits for me. Like, as soon as I leave the yard, it's like, yep, we gotta go right now. This is absolutely ridiculous. All right, any day now, guys. I got work to do. Screw it, I'm going around. Oh, then they lift up. Okay. All right, so we're just fixing to pull up on the job here, and this is actually an old house I used to rent back at the start of the year, and clearly the driveway has went to crap. Obviously was not done by Victory Concrete. So basically what we got to do is rip this driveway out best we can, try smooth it all out, and then another company is going to come in and redo this whole thing because, well, we don't have concrete trucks or the know-how to do any of this stuff, so, yeah, we're not even going to touch it. But this should be a pretty easy job, and it pays, I think, was it 10 or 15 grand? I don't know, I'll have to look at the original estimate. I'm not sure how many loads are going to be here, maybe 2? Possibly 3? I don't know, we'll have to see. We're going to try our best here not to tear up their lawn if we can help it, but we are going to have to a little bit because I'm not going to be putting the truck out on the highway there when we have all this free space, so yeah. The people that now own this house knew that going in. So I went ahead and just dropped the trailer back there, that way we have all the room that we need pulling in here. And I'm thinking that should about do it. Oh yeah, look how easy this stuff's breaking up here. If I had one of those braking claws, that'd be way better for this job, but I don't have one, and I wasn't actually able to get one. But that's fine. I think we'll be able to do this job, no problem. Okay, we're gonna have to block traffic here real quick. So basically what I'm trying to do right now is just break up the concrete the best we can, and then once I get enough broken up here, I'm just gonna go ahead, grab the bucket, and see if we can get it into the dump truck there. I will say though, even with this Minotaur, this stuff's putting up a fight. We are getting it though, slowly. I'm gonna try load some of this concrete up with this bucket. I don't know how it's gonna go. Seems to be working all right. Okay, so I'm about halfway done here, tearing out this driveway, and there's this little walkway that I'm gonna try to get to next. I think we kind of can push out here. Oh yeah, look at this. This works flawlessly. Oh, maybe not. There we go. Minotaur power right there. Okay, so we've made some pretty immense progress here. I'm getting the dump truck loaded right now. Oh, dropped a piece. Oh well. I think I'm gonna try give the smooth bucket a chance here, see if it can do any better than this grapple bucket here. Yeah, you know what? It does work a little bit better. Okay, we got dump truck load number 1 here loaded up. I got half the driveway in there, so one more load and we should be able to do it. Anyways, I'm gonna run this to the dump here real quick, and we'll run right back. Well, I am pulling back up here in a different vehicle. I went and dumped the load at the dump there with the dump truck, and I found out it dented up the bed pretty bad. So since I would like to actually keep that bed in fairly decent shape, we're just going to use this setup here because I don't really care if this gets dented up. But just for the sake of keeping my new semi, well, new to me semi nice, we're just going to use this setup. And with both the F450 dump bed and the dump trailer, it kind of comes out to the same yardage, I guess, that we'd be able to fill up, something like that. But I pretty much got all the teared up concrete out, so now I gotta tear up some more stuff, which I think I'm just gonna try to load up as we go here. That might be a bit easier. I think I might have bit off more than I could chew here. There we go. For how heavy this dang skid steer is, some of this concrete is not light. Well, I think at this point we might be getting to the overloaded stage here. The dump trailer's pretty dang full, and I just dropped a piece. Dang. I don't know if we're gonna be able to fit it all in, but I'm gonna try. I don't know what kind of capacity that F450 has. I may have to come back for one more small load. Okay, last scoop. And I think we about got all of it minus some pieces on the ground, which I can toss in. I'm kind of curious to see if I can load this without this tipping back too much. Yeah, we're good. It's pretty low trailers, so makes it a bit easier, I suppose. And that'll work. Truck's all loaded down with concrete, and the job is completely finished. So we're gonna go dump this, run this back to the house, grab the dump truck, and then grab the skid steer and trailer there. Then get paid. Best part of the job. Skid steer's strapped down, truck's hooked up, and we got paid. I believe it came out to around $12,000, which isn't too bad, actually. That's pretty good money for our time. Anyways, we still got more work to do, so better get at it. Well, I'm just pulling back up to the house here, and you might notice semi with a big old trailer. Well, that's a buddy of mine. He runs a hauling company, has a bunch of these, and he needs to borrow my excavator a little bit later this week. And I said, that's not a problem, but if you want to borrow my excavator, I need to borrow your truck and trailer. And that's because for this next job we got here today, I want to do all of this hauling in one shot as opposed to going back and forth because it's a little bit away from here. Man, check out this cab over. If he was selling this, I'd actually probably buy this. I love this thing. But I do imagine he'd want a pretty penny for it. That and the trailer. The trailer is really, really nice. So I gotta swap this tooth bucket out here for a smooth bucket because we're gonna be digging an in-ground pool. And to do that, we don't really need the tooth bucket. Man, it's such a slow crawl with this thing. All right, drop that bucket there. We can grab our other one. There we go. So the really cool part about this drop deck trailer here is, well, it's a drop deck in the front, but in the back, if we want to load up anything extra, like say the Minotaur over there, we can just drop the back down and it makes it real easy. All right, excavator secured. We'll just drop down the back here real quick. There we go. And I gotta grab this blade, but I didn't put it in the best of spots here. See if we can squeeze our way behind there. Actually, I didn't put the Henworth in the best of spots. That's the problem right now. There we go, that's better. And we'll just load this up right here. Nope, not quite right there. Gotta get it centered. Perfect. Now to see if we can back this whole setup down the hill. Actually, I'm not going to back it all the way down the hill. I'm just going to pull off to this side here and then swing the whole thing around. Which luckily, this trailer's got some decently high clearance, so it makes it not too hard. So as soon as we're done with this job, I'm going to go drop this entire setup over at my buddy's place. That way he can use the excavator and the skid steer if he needs, in exchange for our use of this truck and trailer. Oh boy, it's interesting turn. We got to take it extra wide. Might have to widen out this driveway here eventually. We made it though. Okay, I think I have to buy one of these because this just cruises down the highway compared to the dump truck there with the trailer. Such a nice setup. Glad I didn't have to stop for a train this time. First time in a while. All right, here we are. This is the place. These people are getting a pool put in awfully late in the year. I hope they plan to finish it this year because it's starting to come to the end of the year here and it's gonna be getting cold and there's gonna be frost in the ground real quick here, so I guess they're trying to get it done. So normally to a job like this we'd bring the dump truck, but since they don't want the dirt hauled away and just pushed off the edge of the embankment there, this is pretty simple. So this is the spot. They've already got it marked out for me, which is pretty simple. And what I'm thinking is we're just gonna park ourselves. If I can get this maneuvered. We'll do one side at a time. We'll take a strip going out back that way, and then we'll pull back up and then do the other side. But before I get digging here, I'm gonna go talk to the owner, and it'll be a pretty simple job. Well, there's side number 1 done. Didn't take me too long. I just gotta roll back up this big old embankment here and do the other side. Well, besides pushing the dirt off the edge, that is it. That is all. Look how deep this dang pool's gonna be. Like, this is almost above my head. I know, no, it is above my head. Customers are pretty happy. But yeah, we're just gonna push all this dirt just off this embankment here, kind of widen it out a little bit more. Then they're just gonna toss some grass seed on it and hopefully it'll grow. We'll see. Well, lucky for them, this is a lot of clayish soil, so I'm hoping it'll kind of hold. We'll just, as soon as they get the first rain, we'll just wash all down the hill here. Hopefully the old case is up to the job here. Been doing a lot of work today, that's for sure. Now, this thing has honestly been the best investment ever. It's a massive skid steer that can double as a dozer, so I'm pretty happy with it. Not to mention, it was cheaper than a dozer. I am no expert earth mover, but I'd say that is about as good as it's gonna get. We don't have any like specialized grading technology on this skid steer because I didn't go and get that package, which is like another 50 grand, I think. But I'd say we got this pretty good. Customer went out and took a look. They're very happy. And since we don't build pools, someone else is gonna do that. There we go, another job done and 20 extra grand in the bank, bringing our total up to $335,000, which I will take. Anyways, I'm gonna go drop this whole rig off at my buddy's place. He's gonna be giving me a ride back to the shop there, and we got some other stuff to do. So I got back to the yard here and started moving some things around and kind of noticed the state of my lawn, which is just getting ridiculous. It's getting out of hand. So, since I have the Batwing and the tractor, we're just gonna give this a little cut here real quick. And considering this whole setup can fly pretty dang fast, shouldn't take us long at all. This tractor does tend to lack a little bit in horsepower when going up hills, but it is what it is. If it's not going uphill, it can still cruise. I am, however, gonna have to take that fancy little zero turn we got there and probably do around the shop, because this thing can't get too close there. That and down by the driveway. I don't want to take this thing into a ditch. I don't have the excavator here to pull it out if it does get stuck, which it just rained not that long ago, so there's a good chance it might. We got $335,000. Well, Actually, we don't, because I built the shop. So we're down about $150,000. Now you might think, Austin, $150,000 is ridiculous for a shop. Well, you'd be right, because it's what is in the shop that costs all the money. A brand new 2024 F450 Platinum with all the trimmings, all the options you could possibly want. This thing is done up to the max minus wheels. I kept them stock. So basically, I was just sick of driving around a single cab Ford, and I needed something with a gooseneck hitch, and this just checked all my boxes. I know it costs a ridiculous amount of money, but it is really and truly a sweet truck. Anyways, to put our brand new pickup to the test here, we're gonna be towing something that I don't think the DOT would exactly approve of, but we're gonna do it anyway. So we've got the big old trailer here that typically gets towed behind the dump truck, but today we're towing it with the 450 to see how it'll do. Now we're gonna be loading up the tractor and batwing here because we gotta go out and do a mowing job here real quick, and then I believe we have a quick landscaping job, and then we finally get to go check out our houses that have been getting built for the past couple of months here. As you can see, it's now fall, and I think it's about time we cash in our investment there. Now, we are currently $800,000 in debt, which I know seems like a lot because, well, it is. And our goal by the end of this year was to make $1 million, which I still think is technically possible if this property sells for enough, which I think because of where it's at and how the houses have been built, I think it's going to be possible. Anyways, this thing's chained down. We're going to see. Oh, boy. Oh, okay. We might already be having problems here. I don't think the 450's liking this trailer. Okay, yeah. The 450 is not having a good time here. I'm going to try load this on backwards and see if it helps at all. Oh, we can kind of go. I mean, we're going downhill here, but as soon as we try to go up this hill, ain't no way in heck this is going to happen. Even just trying to turn in general, as you can see, it's not really working. Okay, I'm going to try to load this on the other way. Well, I think we might have it. This is slightly better. I mean, no bumper pull hitch should be towed like this with this truck, unless it's a full-blown semi or a dump truck or something, but this is working, and I think that's all I can ask for. It would be really nice to have some airbags in the back, though, I'm not gonna lie. But we're not popping wheelies anymore, so I think I'll take that as a win. We just have to load the tractor on backwards. Well, we have made it to the site in one piece, surprisingly enough, towing all of this weight, but we did it. The 450 that could. Probably still would have been smarter to tow it with the semi or the dump truck there, I guess, but oh well, you live and you learn. So some of you may or may not remember this property here. We were actually around here not too long ago to dig a spot for the pool, and this pool is actually done now, and I gotta say, it looks pretty dang good. Anyways, they liked us working out here so much that they hired us again to mow their entire property, which is absolutely massive. Now, some of the parts they don't want me to mow, like right next to the pool and right next to the house, because they're gonna do that with their little mower there. But some of the bigger parts, this just saves so much time, especially since the outer parts of the property have not been mowed all year. I don't know why they wouldn't just let someone cut them for hay. You know, make a little money. You don't have to pay someone to mow them, but it is what it is. I'm not the owner of the property. I don't decide. The good part about this batwing, though, is we can creep right along the side of this hill here, which is real nice. So their property, at least in the front, goes all the way out front here to this cell tower, just up to the train tracks. Cuts alongside this field, and then comes all the way back to the start of the driveway here. So it is a massive property, and it's gonna take us a couple hours at minimum. Well, I just wrapped up the property here. We got an extra $5 grand from knocking out that little job there. Well, it wasn't little, actually. We were there for about 4-ish hours, but to get a whole mowing crew out there and all that, it would have costed them probably about 8, because it would have took multiple days. So actually saved them a bit of money, and since they didn't need it professionally done by like nice mowers, they were just happy with the batwing. Now I gotta wait at the red light here. I can go right on red. Never mind. Holy smokes, I didn't think it was possible. We're actually making it up this hill. I adjusted the trailer here to sit a little bit better for this truck, and it's actually riding somewhat decent now. We made it up the hill, which is really surprising. Anyways, I've had this second gen Dodge listed for a little bit now, and I had a guy message me about it, wanting to buy it this morning, so he's on his way right now, and we're just gonna take this thing out of here, get it shined up a little bit, and get her sold. I think we're gonna get about 10 grand out of it. I have it up for 12, and the reason why, I know this thing's rusty, it's got a lot of miles, it doesn't look very nice, but the wheels are what's worth money on here. And also, it's a second gen Cummins. They just hold their value, regardless of how dented up they are. Well, truck is gone, and I just scooped myself up another 10 grand, which I am very happy with, which brings our total up to $200,000, which I will take happily. Now, I think that mowing job there was pretty much our last one of the years, so we're going to be fixing to get this whole rig put away. Now, normally I'd be looking to get this set up with some sort of snow setup, but I'm thinking if this property goes for enough money, we might just be able to take the winter off. That is, if we reach our $1 million goal after paying off the debt. All right, so we've got one more quick little job for the day here, and that is to get some gravel spread on a driveway, and they want some landscaping done in the backyard with a skid steer, so should be a nice little payday. I'll never understand though why people wait till like the end of the year to get landscaping done and whatever else, but I'm not one to complain. More money for me. We're gonna take our driveway grader here. I was about to say our smooth bucket, but upon further inspection, that is not our smooth bucket, that is our tooth bucket. There's the right bucket. And last tool is the postal digger, because apparently they need some holes drilled, so we're gonna do that for them too. Okay, I think I got all the tools we need. Let's get rolling. See, this ain't gonna pop a wheelie on the truck. Thank goodness. Well, this is the place. And I think I've actually mowed this guy's lawn before, and he worked on my old car wash. Huh, I didn't know it was this spot. All right, so basically what this guy wants done is he wants a nice gravel path going in here, and then a nice gravel pad right back in this corner, because I guess he wants to put up some sort of a building. I'm not sure. That's just what he asked for, so I said we can make that happen. And then I think back in this corner here, he wants some of those post holes drilled. I'm not sure what he's planning. Maybe another one of these or something. Because you really got to drill a hole down so you can put the posts in nice so they stay. So maybe that's what he's planning. But I'm just here to do the work, not ask questions, so let's get to work. So the attachments that I'm not using right at this second here, I'm just gonna set down here. There we go, that should do it. And then I've got to go run and grab a load of gravel here, because obviously we need that to do this project. Fresh load of gravel here for the job, and the 450 seems to be handling it like a champ. That is, if I don't run into any fences. I mean, I assume it would. It did pull an entire tractor and a mower and a very big trailer that it shouldn't have been. So I'm just dumping the load right here for now, and then we'll kind of just clean it up as we go, as we use up what's here. And I'm thinking we'll need maybe 1.5 loads here. So this was a full load, so maybe half of one. That might do it. But he said starting at the fence here, so yeah, we'll just lay out a good path going out here. Sometimes I forget how well this small little skid steer works for these tiny, tiny jobs. It's just nice and compact, can fit right in the back of the dump trailer. It's just the whole package. Other than the lifting capacity, and the tool sizes aren't as big, because this bucket is a lot smaller compared to a normal skid steer bucket. But it still works great. Well, I'd say I got a pretty good path going here. Not at the start so much, but back up there, there's more that we can back drag. So I'm just gonna put on the level here, and we'll see what we can do with that. This bucket works, but just not as good as a tool designed for the job. Well, I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but just as it happens, one full load perfectly got this. So I will take that. And it's basically all smoothed out now, so I think that's about done. Owner seemed pretty happy with that. Okay, so we got, I think, 6 holes to drill over here. We've already got them marked out, so I'm just gonna go pop these in the ground, and we'll be out of here. I think I'm hitting some kind of a rock here, because we're having trouble. There we go, got through it. And of course, call before you dig. And there we go, job is finished. Now, I actually didn't charge the guy for the job because he had helped me start my very first business out here, so he just paid for the gravel, and that was it. But I think it's about time we check out our property that has turned into quite the little development here. So for those of you who remember, this was an old abandoned lot just full of so much junk. It was ridiculous. There was a lot of trees that needed clearing out. There was land leveling that needed to be done. There was just so much junk here. It was quite the undertaking. I bought the property for cheap because it was in a less desired corner. But the lot came with a lot of space, and with that space, I was able to cut down a bunch more trees, move back some of the dirt and all that, and made it more of a desirable plot of land. Now, originally the plan was for 3 houses, a bit bigger, a bit nicer. Not to say that these houses aren't nice, but you get the picture. We ended up putting in 5 of these houses right here, all identical, basically, all really, really nice. And if you walk inside here, there's a nice little kind of kitchen area, got your living room, back here's bedroom, all this stuff, all fully furnished. And with all the other debt that we had and the debt that we incurred building all this, it came out to around $800,000, which is very, very cheap considering all that we did.
Now, we got this property estimated at around 1.5 million, which seems like a lot, but it's a lot of houses and a lot of land, desirable land now, as opposed to what it was. And also, originally, we're going to sell the houses just kind of individually, but now we're putting this entire place up for auction, and it's going to be auctioned off to the highest bidder, which I'm hoping is more than 1.5, because if it's 1.5, I don't think we're going to meet our $1 million goal, but hope for the best. We'll see. And then since we had a tiny bit of extra budget left in this whole deal, we put up this little shed, and I went to the auction and picked up a little gator for property maintenance, and then a little zero turn. So the new owner of this place has this all set up, ready to go, and long term, we can make a lot more money if we just rented all these places out, but that's a very long-term investment, and we're just looking to sell, because right now, let's be honest, it's a seller's market. So I guess we'll see what we get, and I'm hoping for a lot of money. I guess that's what anybody hopes selling all of these houses or anything in general, but I guess we'll see. So I've been back here at the shop for the last couple hours, getting everything organized, everything greased up, cleaned up, other than the tractor. I guess I left the wheels a little bit dirty, but everything's ready to go here for next year or possibly this winter, depending what that property sells for again. But somehow, some way, I managed to fit it all in here. I don't know how. Actually, I really should switch that dump trailer for this semi-truck up front here, but yeah, it is what it is. And then the rest of the junk is all back here. I did have to put the side-by-side on the trailer, though. That's kind of the only thing, but it did all make it in here, which is what's important. Ah, yes, my office. Too bad I don't got a lake down there. That would be a real nice view. Instead, I got a bunch of trees. Which, don't get me wrong, it's still nice, but it could be better. It could be better. Anyways, I think I'm gonna go into the house, have a barbecue, maybe chill out, relax, and hope that auction gets run up. Well, it has been a couple of months here. The snow is gonna start flying soon, and the auction for the property is over. We got $200,000 in the account. The money that it went for, which I don't know just yet what it went for, should be hitting my account any minute now. But I think it might be important to take a look back on some of the businesses that we had starting out that got us to where we are today. We built a successful landscaping business just about a year ago, and I was up for a new challenge, so I moved to a new town with some money in the bank, a truck, a trailer, and a mower. From there, we went to getting ourselves an old abandoned car wash that completely needed to be redone and turned profitable. From there, we went to buying a shed moving business. From there, we bought a dumpster business and a tree removal business, turned that profitable. And then from there, we bought an abandoned property that needed a ton of work, turned it into a bunch of nice houses, and that's where we are today, all within the span of less than a year. And the money has just hit my account, $1.7 million. That brings us up to $1.9 million. However, we still have debt to deal with. Now, after some further calculations, I did mess up some calculations originally, and our total debt is $900,000 for everything across the whole year, from our fuel bills to buying some other businesses that we ended up flipping to building all those houses. So with that removed, that brings us to a total of exactly $1 million, minus the power bill for this month, because I gotta pay that. But nevertheless, $1 million, and I will absolutely take that. I am happy. $1 million in less than a year. I don't think it was possible. And we also own our own property. I will take that. Anyways, hope y'all enjoyed this survival business series. And who knows? Maybe we'll be back in FS25. Hope y'all enjoyed. Subscribe, and goodbye.